Yes, this is me. You've got me. Right. He told me that. So yeah, I'll just if it's cool, I'll just listen for you. You count me in. Give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'll take off. Sounds good. Thank you. Yes, sir. Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Rio Grande.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. We'll get going. Yeah. Okay. And good evening, everyone. San Angelo Bandit football is on the radio here in the San Angelo market, 1260 KKSA, and also this game providing live video with audio on the America One Sports Network. My name, fans, is Matt McGraw, and we are glad to have you in however you have found us. We are on the road, and we are way down south at the Rio Grande Valley. We did not need our passports, but almost. We traveled a long way from San Angelo this morning to get down here to take on the Rio Grande. Yes, live from the State Farm Arena, a great facility, the State Farm Arena in Hidalgo, Texas, for this indoor football game, the Lone Star Football League. It's the Rio Grande Valley Soul and your San Angelo Bandits. This is game number 2 of the Bandits' 12-game season, and the Bandits 1-0 so far, coming off a win at home. It was Saturday, March 15th, when they played the West Texas Wildcatters, and Coach Joe Brannon and the San Angelo Bandits treated the home fans to a season-opening win, 47-24 over the West Texas Wildcatters. This is the Soul, Rio Grande Valley Souls. This is their very first game. So they have they're kicking off their season, their 12-game schedule tonight. So the Soul of Rio Grande Valley are 0-0, and your San Angelo Bandits are 1-0. The other team in the Lone Star Football League that is also 1-0 are the defending champion Amarillo Venom. So the Venom and your Bandits are 1-0. The Rio Grande Valley Soul 0-0. And then the West Texas Wildcatters and also the New Mexico Stars. Both the Wildcatters and the Stars are 0-1. But again, it's very early. A loss doesn't really put you behind the 8 ball, I would say. Certainly a couple losses in a 12-game schedule and a couple of early losses will kind of get you maybe on the outside of the playoff picture looking in, but it's still early in the 2014 season. But man, it felt good when the Bandits beat the Wildcatters 47-24. Of course, the Bandits, they have a new coach and a lot of different new players and new faces. The head coach is Joe Brannon. Coach Brannon coached the Abilene team, the Abilene Bombers, last year, but is now in his first year at the head coaching job for the Bandits. The Bandits, of course, had a rough 2013, a rough season last year. 1-11 was their record in 12 games, so it does look good to see the Bandits there at 1-0. Again, this game scheduled for a 7:05 kickoff, so we are just moments away from this one. The Bandits, for those of you that are not watching this live video, I'll describe the Bandits' uniforms. They're wearing the road whites, the traditional road whites. They've got a white jersey and black football pants, and then you've got the green. It's green lettering and numbering. It says San Angelo across the front, the number on the front and back, and the player's last name also on the back. And again, that lettering and numbering is green on a white jersey. They rounded out with some very cool-looking silver helmets with the Green Bandits logo on either side of that silver helmet. Rio Grande Valley Soul in the traditional home darks, and they've got all black uniforms on with purple, kind of a bluish tint to their lettering and numbering. I think we're going to have the national anthem, so I am going to stop talking here. We will pop up our crowd mic, so we will have a bit of silence here on 1260 KKSA, but hopefully you'll be able to hear the national anthem as we honor America and those that support our freedom at home and abroad. Let's go to it live.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, to sing the national anthem, the R2B Soul are proud to welcome Linda Perez and Cadet Yesenia Guerrero.
And the last few notes of the national anthem. So, fans, are you ready now for some Lone Star Football League action? Yes, indoor football for those of you that might be new to the sport of Arena League / indoor football. Expect some high-flying, high-scoring action. We play on a 50-yard field, so just 50 yards. That means midfield is the 25-yard line. So, yes, it does lend itself to a lot of scoring because at any time you're less than 50 yards from your own end zone. Of course, we will have continuous clock. The clock will run. It's going to run even on incomplete passes, even on plays where the runner runs out of bounds. They do that because these games would drag on if they did stop the clock like that after every incompletion. You're going to find the clock will stop. You'll be used to your normal football kind of rules in the last minute of each half. So the last minute of the second quarter and the fourth quarter, the clock will stop on incompletions and when runners go out of bounds. So that kind of timing is kind of what you're used to if you watch high school, college, or even the NFL. But other than that, this clock will run, and I will keep track of it for you, because especially those just listening, we'll keep you updated on the time. But even those watching this game on the America One Sports Network, there is no graphic that shows you the clock. So I'm going to keep you updated on the clock and the score, and, of course, provide you the play-by-play action as your San Angelo Bandits try to go to 2-0 on this young 2014 season. For those of you listening on 1260 KKSA, there will be no reason to ever leave your radio. We are not going to have commercials as you know it. I'll be reading off some of the sponsors and giving out some live reads and public address announcements that we will have for you, and so we'll give you those when we have breaks in the action, but we will not ever take a break for even a simple spot. So hey, just buckle on in right here on 1260 KKSA, or of course watching all across the land, across the globe at the America One Sports Network. Looks like the teams are coming out. The Rio Grande Valley Soul are going to receive the opening kickoff here. Again, we are at the State Farm Arena in Hidalgo, Texas. Hidalgo, Texas, pretty much a suburb of McAllen, way down here in the valley. Looks like kicking this one off for the Bandits. That looks to be number 91, Philip Sumlin. Here comes the kick, and we are underway. The kick is out of bounds on the fly, and it's not very deep, and it's going to be spotted at right near the Rio Grande Valley 20-yard line. In fact, that is where they're going to spot this one. So the Soul will be on offense first, and they will be 30 yards away from a touchdown as we start this opening drive. Some key players to watch for your San Angelo Bandits. Demetrius Quarles, number 10 Quarles, had three interceptions in the win over West Texas Wildcatters. Also a great linebacker for the Bandits is Greg Yeldell and Desmond Rayford. There's a fumble on the opening play. Scooping it up is Rayford, and Rayford goes to the end zone. The Soul are waiting now. A flag flies in here late, so let's wait just a second on this call as the officials will get together. Looked like a kind of a missed snap. The ball got on the ground, the turf, and it was Desmond Rayford who scooped that one up and scored on what right now is the very first play of this game. Of course, the officials are getting together right now in a big huddle. A flag flew in, but not until Rayford had scored the touchdown. Here comes the call. There's some feedback on the official's mic. He's calling unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bandits, on Rayford, but after the touchdown fans. The touchdown will stand. So perhaps there was some taunting or some celebration, excessive celebration. But regardless, how about the start to this game? A fumble that Desmond Rayford scoops up and returns. I think we're actually, if we had to call it here, and we will get some official stats, but as I keep it here for you, I'd call that a 15-yard fumble return for a touchdown. And now the Bandits leading, or perhaps they're going to spot it back at the 2. I think they might be going for 2. And plowing in is number 53, Alex Joyner. And okay, they were just late putting the score up, so apologize for the call there, but it was what I thought it was. It was a 15-yard fumble return for a touchdown by Desmond Rayford, and then the 2-point try was a 2-point run. The run was good by number 53, Alex Joyner, so the Bandits lead here. 8-0 is the score. Although even right now it says 7-0 on the scoreboard. Again, this is the very first game for Rio Grande Valley, and also, of course, for those working this game, but I'm pretty sure that was a 2-point conversion, even though it says 7-0. And now the official is saying that in the two-point try, there were offsetting personal fouls. I heard number 9 for Rio Grande Valley. That's Brandon Jackson. So some shoving, some talking going on. It's been an interesting start to this game. There it is, 8-0. So yeah, it takes a while here in the first game. They were slow putting up the touchdown on the scoreboard here at State Farm Arena. Then they put up just 1 point, as if to say it was 7-0. But it actually is an 8-0 game here, and we are just a minute into the ball game. So here we go. Here comes another kick from number 41. That's Gary Edwards. Edwards tries a squib kick, and it is recovered, fans, by the Soul, and it's recovered at the Bandit 13-yard line. So he tried an old squib, or it was sort of perhaps even an onside kick. You do have onsides. You kick off from the goal line. That's just an interesting choice of kick, because Rio Grande Valley starts this drive 13 yards away. They're on the San Angelo Bandit 13, and now they even are marking it forward some more. Talk about an unusual and certainly choppy start to this game, and I apologize for the play-by-play at home. Again, my name, Matt McGraw, and so after they mark off some yardage, the Soul have the ball at the 7 yards away after a kickoff. In motion is number 3, Dennis Campbell. They're actually going to hand it off. And it was carried by number 7, Tristan Carter. And it puts the ball down to the 3. So it's a gain of 4 on a run. So they're now 2nd and goal from the 3. Just underway, first quarter, 13:30 still to play. There's another run to Anderson. He's getting close to the goal line, but they're saying pulled down just short of the goal line by who else getting his nose in there? Desmond Rayford. So Carter, Tristan Carter, my fault, number 7, was just short, and it's going to be spotted at the Bandit 1-yard line, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 1. The quarterback is number 8, Nate Davis. Davis, the former quarterback for the Amarillo Venom. He points at number 4, Danny Young, coming in motion, receiving the handoff. He sticks the ball out, but it might be out. Oh, they're calling a touchdown. Wow, that was a very risky play. Rio Grande Valley number 4, Danny Young, stuck the ball out as he was getting a handoff, trying to cross the goal or break the plane. But that also lends itself to the Bandit players slapping at that ball, trying to force a fumble. It was close because that ball did come loose, but the official says it had already crossed the plane. A touchdown for Danny Young, a touchdown run. So it's 8-6. It looks like the Soul are attempting an extra point. It's going to be Leo Araguz. Araguz, the kick, it's up, and it splits the upright. So new score, and again the clock is just 3 minutes into this game. 12:05 still on the first quarter clock. It is San Angelo Bandits 8, the Rio Grande Valley Soul 7. And that last touchdown for the Soul scored as a 1-yard touchdown run by number 4, Danny Young. So as the teams get ready and the Bandits get set to go on offense for the very first time, because they've already scored a defensive touchdown, we do want to let you know that San Angelo Bandit football is proudly brought to us by D-Ray's Burgers. Come see us after the game at D-Ray's. We're open till 3 a.m. Friday and Saturday. Call us at 325-227-4791. Also, Data Line Office Supplies. Data Line Office Supply Systems specializes in copiers and laser printers as well as supplies. Call Data Line for local service on all of your office equipment. You also have Dickies sponsoring Bandit football. Dickey's Barbecue. They have the passion about the great art of barbecue. Come see them down at Dickey's Barbecue Pit on Sherwood Way. And finally, DDX Remodeling. DDX Remodeling for all your home improvement and renovation needs at 325-650-5864. It's going to be Araguz, Leo Araguz, to kick off here. Those of you watching don't have to have me tell you this, but for those listening, it goes left to right and sails out of the back of the end zone. So the Bandits going to set up shop here. It goes as a touchback, and that means the ball is spotted. Indeed, it will be spotted at the 20-yard line, I believe. And so the Bandits get ready for their first offensive possession. They have a 1-point lead, 8-7 here in the first quarter. And so the Bandits are going to set up shop 30 yards away from a touchdown. And again, they will go right to left. Right to left, the Bandits go. And in motion, high side of the field, that's number 1, Lawan Edwards. Back to pass, Ingram. He finds Edwards. Oh, the ball was in his grasp for a second, but broken up as he falls to the turf. They're going to call that an incomplete pass. So that pass broken up, it looked like by number 1, David Irizarry. Irizarry breaks that one up. 2nd and 10 for the Bandits. And it is Ingram. Ingram under center. Here comes Lamons Cashmere in motion high side. Ingram back to pass, throwing deep. He's got a man. It's caught. Number 13, Thomas. Johnny Thomas catches a 26-yard completion from Byron Ingram. It's a first down for your San Angelo Bandits. 1st and goal from the Rio Grande Valley 3-yard line. Every first down is a Best Tex supply. First down, they got great stuff for a healthy lawn and landscape. Visit Best Tex Supply on Devonian Drive in San Angelo. 1st and goal. And motion at the bottom of the screen. That was Thomas. It's going to be a keeper. A quarterback keeper by Ingram, and he gets 2 yards down to the 1. Going to set up 2nd and goal on that scramble from the 1. Or rather from the 3, but down to the 1. So 2nd and goal, the Bandits lead 8-7. The clock in the first quarter is now ticking under 10 minutes left in the first quarter. Joe Brannon sends in the call for this 2nd and goal from the 1. Looks like the big fullback Alex Joyner is in there, and motion at the far side is Cashmere. They hand it to Joyner. Joyner plows through, and it's in there for a touchdown for the San Angelo Bandits. A 1-yard touchdown run by number 53, Alex Joyner. And the Bandits now up 14-7. And I think they're going to go for 2. That is always the philosophy of Bandit coach Joe Brannon. We did see some extra point tries in the very first game, but he loves to go for 2, and the Bandits are going for 2. It's a jumbo package, and they toss it to number 7, Jeremiah Turner, and he runs it in, and the 2-point conversion is good. And the new scorer is the Bandits by 9 points. It's San Angelo 16, Rio Grande Valley Soul 7. So we've had a couple of touchdowns by the Bandits. One a defensive touchdown and returned by Desmond Rayford. The other was a drive that ended. It was actually just a 4-play drive for the Bandits on offense that ended with a 1-yard touchdown run by Alex Joyner. Give you some more businesses that partner with us to bring you Bandit football, like Diego's Burritos. Stop by any of our 4 locations and their newest location on Knickerbocker Road for a great deal on even better burritos. You've also got Dominguez Cabinets. Contact Dominguez Cabinets for your custom cabinet needs. Here's the kick by Edwards. Gary Edwards sends it deep this time. It's going to be returned by Irizarry. And Irizarry at the 15, the 20. High side past the 25. Down to the Bandit 20 and forced up against the padding. And a flag flies in as we've had some definitely extracurricular activities going on. And again, this game is just underway. We've already had offsetting personal fouls. We've had an unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting, excessive celebration. I think this one is going to be a personal foul on the Bandits. Pretty sure they're going to get Johnny Thomas, number 13. Looked like he threw a punch. We'll wait for the call here. But I did see Thomas. And that is the call, a personal foul. And he's ejected for throwing a punch. So Johnny Thomas has lost his cool in the first quarter and threw a punch, gets called for a personal foul, unsportsmanlike conduct, and ejected from this game. So it's already highly competitive out here. These two teams know each other, even though this is the first season for the Rio Grande Valley Soul. They have a lot of players from Amarillo, from last year's Amarillo team. They came down here to play indoor football in the Valley. And so these two teams do know each other, or at least the players, rather, know each other. And it looks like this rivalry is going to be fierce between the Rio Grande Valley Soul and your San Angelo Bandits. So after all of that, after that ejection, it is going to be the Souls football. Rio Grande Valley going to have it at the Bandit 19. We have just under 9 minutes to play in the opening quarter. The Bandits lead. It is 16-7, a 9-point lead. And okay, a Soul player also ejected from the game, number 9, Brandon Jackson. So 2 players ejected, and that's why the penalty was not marked off against the Bandits. Here we go, 1st and 10. It's motion for Campbell. They're looking for Campbell. The pass complete. And a touchdown for Rio Grande Valley Soul. The quarterback, Nate Davis. That's going to go as a 19-yard pass. A 19-yard pass from Davis to number number 3, excuse me, sorry, Dennis Campbell. So Davis, a touchdown pass. Campbell receives it. And they're going to go for 1 here, trailing 16-14. It's going to be Leo Araguz. The kick is up and splits the uprights. So it is a 16-15 game. The San Angelo Bandits lead by a point. 16-14 is the score, as the Soul have gone for just 1 after both times. And again, I looked at the scoreboard. They had already put up 14. So it's the first game for the scoreboard operators here at Rio Grande Valley. They've already made a couple of mistakes just as far as simply scoring the ball game on the arena's scoreboard. But the correct score is a 2-point game, 16-14. Do want to let you know, Bandit football sponsored by Dr. DeFee. Dr. DeFee is the Bandits team physician and a proud supporter of the Bandits. He's an orthopedic surgeon and doctor. Call Dr. DeFee at 325-658-8020. 325-658-8020 for Dr. DeFee. So after some high emotions in this game, just 6 minutes in, and it's again 16-14, the Bandits lead. The The Bandits are set to receive this kickoff. And the Soul is Araguz, and the kick goes left to right. It's into the far back of the end zone, and it's going to be returned by Quarles. Quarles at the 5, 10, 15, past the 20, and down. A big hit, though, laid by the Soul was number 17, Randy Enriquez. And he laid down a big blow on Demetrius Quarles, sent him flying, but Quarles is fine. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Bandits from their own 21-yard line. The Bandits lead by 2 points, 16-14. And with this drive starting, they are 29 yards away from the end zone. You've got a single receiver each side of the field. Looks like Gary Edwards, the other wide receiver, in motion at the near side. They're looking for Edwards deep. Ingram, he throws it. It's caught. And Edwards scores the touchdown. Just like that, Byron Ingram connects with number 41. That is Gary Edwards. That's a touchdown for the Bandits, a 29-yard touchdown pass from Bandit quarterback Byron Ingram to Gary Edwards. And here we go. It's going to be a 2-point try, and it is in the shotgun this time, not under center for Ingram. He receives the snap. It's going to be a handoff, though, to Turner, and he is dumped. And it's going to be no good. The 2-point conversion is no good. And so the score will be 22-14, an 8-point game after the Bandits did score to go up by 8, but the 2-point conversion fails on the run. But that was a nice, pretty pass, a 29-yard touchdown pass from Bandits quarterback Byron Ingram. So we've had a lot of points being scored, and that's the goal, if you will, of indoor football. It is really up and down the field. So the Bandits get ready now to kick off. Their kickoff is going to be right to left. It's going to be Gary Edwards, who just caught that 29-yard touchdown pass. And it's going to be him to kick it off here from the goal line. And here we go, the kick in the air, right to left. It's into the hands of number 3, Campbell. Campbell at the 15, past the 20, and Edwards, the kicker, lays the hit on him. Strong hit there, put down by Gary Edwards. And so it's going to be Rio Grande Valley football here, 1st and 10 from their own 20-yard line. So they'll start it 30 yards away from pay dirt. Again, talking with Bandit head coach Joe Brennan. He's asking his defense to maybe come up with 4 stops a game. He'd like to see 2 defensive stops per half. Of course, the Bandits did have 1 stop on that touchdown return, fumble. So here it is. Now they drop back. Davis looking deep for Campbell, and he connects. He connects with Campbell. And so Rio Grande Valley strikes back here. The two teams going at it right now. That was a 30-yard touchdown to answer the 29-yard. That was a pass by Davis to Campbell. That's the second time already they've hooked up 4 touchdowns. And so it's 22-20 now. 22-20 the score. The Bandits lead. Looks like Rio Grande Valley going just for the 1, though. Leo Araguz set up to attempt the PAT and the kick. It splits the uprights. And so it's 22-21. The Bandits do still have a 1-point lead here. 5:24 to play in the first quarter. So the action has certainly been fast and furious here down here in Hidalgo, Texas, down here in the Valley. We've already got 43 combined points, and this game is less than 10 minutes old. 5:24 still to play in the first quarter. Want to let you know some other fine sponsors of Bandit football, like Elite Physique. At Elite Physique, we strive to exceed your tanning expectations and to provide a wide array of personal and spa services. Also, Field and Stream Sporting Goods in San Angelo. Field and Stream says, go outside and play. So we're getting ready for another kickoff here, as we have had between the teams. We've already had 6 touchdowns. But the Bandits would still have to be considered having the edge. They have the 1-point edge, but they also will receive the second half kickoff because they turned the very first play of this game into a fumble return for a touchdown. So here we go. Here comes the kick from Araguz. It's left to right this time. It's high in the air, and it's into the hands of Quarles. Quarles at the 5, the 10. He's up the near side of the sideline, 15, 20. He sidesteps a defender past the 25 and into Rio Grande Valley territory. A nice kickoff return by number 10, Demetrius Quarles. And so the Bandits will have it here. They're going to have it 1st and 10 at the Soul 24. So they are 24 yards away from the touchdown, leading by 1. It's 22-21. 5:10 on the first quarter clock. The Bandits in their road white, the white uniform with the black football pants. They go with, this time, twins far side. And it's going to be Ingram underneath center and in motion near side, full head of steam. This is Cashmere, and Ingram back to pass, looking for Cashmere, throws a dart, and there's contact, but no flag comes out. The ruling there looks like the officials said that their feet just kind of got caught up, and it was inadvertent contact as Cashmere was tripped. I'd have to agree with that call. It did look like that was not blatant defensive pass interference, and it was perhaps just getting the feet tangled up. It's going to be 2nd and 10. Bandits lead by 1. They have 2 receivers far side and 1 receiver near side. Now here comes Lawan Edwards. He's going to have a full head of steam in motion. Now drop back to pass. Ingram connects with Edwards at the 5. And he's shoved out of bounds, but not before we have a San Angelo Bandit first down. And all first downs this season are Best Tech's first downs. Best Tech's Supply. Great lawn and landscaping service in San Angelo. Ingram under center. And they're going to hand off this time to Joyner, but he's stuffed. Maybe gets a yard, a gain of 1 out of that. So make it 2nd and goal from the Rio Grande Valley 4-yard line. 3:30 and counting in this first quarter. It is the Bandits 22, Rio Grande Valley 21. Bandits trying to go to 2-0 on the 2014 season. This time Ingram is in the shotgun, but it is kind of a jumbo set here. And Ingram is going to do a QB sweep at the far side, and he is bottled up, and a flag flies in. Looked like he got a gain of 1, but we'll have to check the flag. Again, the Bandits are moving right to left. Right to left they go here in the first quarter. I know those of you watching on America One Sports Network, if you're watching this game, I'm sure you can see which way they're going, but I am keeping that for our radio listeners. They're saying that was actually a clean play, so they're going to say wave off the flag. The officials decide that there is no penalty, so it's going to be a pretty key part of this game. 3rd and goal, fans. 3rd and goal from the 3. The Bandits, they have Cashmere, the receiver here near side. And it's a jumbo set, and Ingram tosses to Turner. Jeremiah Turner goes to the near side, scores, but flags fly in. And I think we're going to have offensive holding. I think they're going to get Cashmere, Lamons Cashmere. That is the call. Holding on number 3 of San Angelo. That's Lamons Cashmere. So they're going to mark this back. It is a 10-yard penalty, so it goes back to the 13-yard line. It's going to stay third down, so it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 13. So the Bandits going to probably do away with that jumbo set this time. They break the huddle. Lawan Edwards is a receiver far side along with Gary Edwards. A receiver here near side is Cashmere, but now he's going far side in motion. And back to pass Ingram. He's looking for Cashmere. He loves it. Cashmere, the dive, and it's caught. A touchdown. San Angelo Bandits. Cashmere. Lamons Cashmere makes a break on that ball because it looked like, fans, that ball was underthrown, and maybe even the Bandits QB Byron Ingram kind of got his arm hit as he was releasing that one. The ball shot up in the air, didn't have a lot of velocity on it, but Cashmere saw it, saw that it was kind of up in the air and underthrown, cut off his route, came back to the football. Great play and diving, a touchdown, a 13-yard touchdown. Now the Bandits go for 2. And Turner this time in motion, and he receives the handoff. He breaks a tackle but is shy. He is brought down, and the 2-point try is no good. So the Bandits love going for 2. They got their first 2 2-point conversions, but these last 2 they've tried to run and been unsuccessful. So the score, fans, is a 7-point game. Your Bandits lead 28-21, and that was a nice, pretty 13-yard touchdown pass from Byron Ingram to Cashmere, and that's the first time they've hooked up today. Ingram and Cashmere, they had a couple touchdown passes, or rather Ingram had a couple touchdown passes to Cashmere in the first game that the Bandits won. That was a 47-24 game. I was very impressed by the Bandit defense, and I was even kind of shocked to see how good the Bandit defense was in that game. And I think they're still a strong defensive team, but already they've given up 21 first quarter points when they gave up 24 for the entire game in that game back in San Angelo. So here we go. The Bandits set to kick off here. It's going to go right to left. It's in there. And it is fielded at the 1 by Irizarry. And Irizarry past the 15, up the middle, all the way to midfield. He's going to be spotted, I think, just a yard shy of midfield. No, they're going to spot it right at the 25-yard line. So it's at midfield here as we, this course, Arena League football, indoor football, 50-yard field. So the 25 is midfield. So the Rio Grande Valley Soul 25 yards away, and again, they will go left to right. You're listening to San Angelo Bandits football on 1260 KKSA. And Davis back to Padwin. No, he's going to hand off. And that's a pretty sneaky handoff to Tristan Carter. And Carter skates down, looks like 15 yards. No, actually 16 yards on the run. And you don't always see runs at this level for that long a game, but that was a 16-yard run for a first down. And Rio Grande Valley, trailing by 7, has it first and goal from the Bandit 9. This time they have a man in motion near side. That's Campbell, and they're going to hand it off again, though. This time it is Carter, and he goes near side at the bottom of your screen if you're watching us on America One Sports, and he scores a 9-yard touchdown run. That was a run, so they had 2 runs that totaled 25 yards. It's now a 28-27 ball game. The Bandits lead by 1, but the Rio Grande Valley Soul had the chance to tie here with the extra point. And the buzzer sounds, and the first quarter has come to an end, but they are going to do this extra point, the officials say. They're going to do it at the same side. They're not going to flip sides of the field to attempt an extra point. So we will wait for this extra point try, and then we'll give you what the score is at the end of the first quarter. Here comes the PAT. The snap is good. The kick by Araguz. It's up. Oh, no good. It is wide left. So keep it at a Bandit edge. We have reached the end of the first quarter, fans, and your score at the end of one, the San Angelo Bandits 28, the Rio Grande Valley Soul 27. So a lot of touchdowns, a lot of scoring, and we are just now done with the first quarter. Of course, we are not taking a break as you are listening to San Angelo Bandits football on 1260 KKSA. That's on the AM dial here in San Angelo. Or perhaps you're watching this game, the live video online on the internet at America One Sports Network. Let's give you some more of the fine sponsors that help make these broadcasts and also Bandit football in general a possibility in the city of San Angelo. Floors Unlimited. Go see our friends at Floors Unlimited in Southwest Plaza. Proud sponsor of the San Angelo Bandits. That's Floors Unlimited. Quality you can stand on. Also, Gandy Inc. Gandy Inc. is your source for screen printing and embroidery. From cap to jackets to t-shirts to rhinestones, Gandy Inc. will make you look good. Visit Gandy Inc.'s remodeled showroom. They're at 2027 Industrial Avenue behind Stadium Lanes. Also, Glazers, a proud sponsor of Bandit football, as is Global Data Tech Incorporated. H&H Construction. Thank you so much, H&H Construction, sponsoring Bandit football. They say, can you dig it? At H&H Construction, we can. Hef's Burgers. Hef's Burgers, fans, they've been voted the best burger in Abilene for 2 years in a row, and now, fans, Hef's Burgers is available in San Angelo. You've also got Howard Construction. You're not moving unless you're moving with us at Howard's Construction. Joe's Italian. You've tried the rest, now try the best at Joe's Italian Restaurant in San Angelo. And finally, again, these are just a few of the many sponsors, the San Angelo YMCA. The YMCA has something for everyone in the family. That is why healthy living families get together every single day at the YMCA. Here are some official stats from the first quarter of play, with the Bandits leading 28-27. Total yards, the Bandits 93 total yards, the Rio Grande Valley Soul 75. And the kickoff, and we're back. And Bandits returning this one left to right. That is Gary Edwards. He was up across the 15 all the way to the 20. Before being pulled down by number 61, Jorge Guerra. Guerra the tackle, but a good return by Gary Edwards of the Bandits. And the Bandits have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. Right now, story of the game, of course, has been one turnover. The Bandits have not committed any turnovers, but Rio Grande Valley has had the one lost fumble that the Bandits returned. Desmond Rayford, a 15-yard fumble recovery. Here we go, 1st and 10 from the 20. And in motion, high side, that's Lawan Edwards. And the pass intended for Gary Edwards is over his head, incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. The Bandits lead 28-27. We're just underway in the second quarter. Some individual statistics for the Bandits. Gary Edwards, he's caught one ball for 29 yards and a touchdown. Johnny Thomas has a ball for 27 yards, but he is done, fans. If you're just joining us, each team had a player ejected. Here's Cashmere in motion, far side, and the short pass to Gary Edwards is complete and then brought down hard by number 22, Desmond Cathy. Cathy the tackle, but not before the Bandits do get a 5-yard pickup on that one to set up 3rd and manageable here. 3rd and 5 from midfield, the 25-yard line. The Bandits lead 28-27. as there were 8 touchdowns scored in the first quarter. We are now into the second, 3rd and 5. Ingram under center. There's Lawan Edwards in motion near side. Ingram steps out of a sack, makes a man miss. He's at the 20. He's down to the 15, and Byron Ingram, a nice quarterback scramble, dodging tacklers and getting the first down for the Bandits on 3rd and 5. Of course, there's another Best Tex Lawn and Landscaping Supply first down. All first downs sponsored by Best Tex Supply on Devonian Drive in San Angelo. First down and 10 from the Rio Grande Valley 14-yard line. The Bandits lead by 1. They have receivers, 2 near side. Now it's going to be trips because Kashmir in motion near side. They're looking for Kashmir, and it's picked. It's picked off by Irizarry, and a flag flies in, and Irizarry is brought down at the Bandit 18-yard line. We'll have to check the flag. It could be one where the interception will stand, and then we had holding during the return. Yes, that is the call. The official says after the pass was intercepted, then Rio Grande Valley commits a block in the back, number 12, Jorge Mata. And so the Bandits commit their first turnover of the evening. It's an interception thrown by Byron Ingram. And so it's going to be Soul football. The Rio Grande Valley Soul are going to have it. They're going to have it 1st and 10 from their own 6. So they are 44 yards away here. The Bandits lead this football game 28-27. Rio Grande Valley with the ball. They're going to go right to left here, right to left in the second quarter. They're back to pass with David. He's looking for Campbell. A deep pass. It's caught for a touchdown. A touchdown for Rio Grande Valley Soul, a 44-yard pass. Nate Davis, a 44-yard pass to Dennis Campbell. That is now the third time that those two have hooked up for touchdowns. And the Bandits now trail for the first time today, fans. It's a 5-point lead after that touchdown for Rio Grande Valley. They're going to come on and attempt an extra point to try to go up by 6. It's 33-28 right now. Here's the point after attempt. It's up, and this one splits the uprights. And so the new score, as we said, for the first time tonight, the Bandits find themselves trailing on the scoreboard. Rio Grande Valley 34, San Angelo Bandits 28. A 34-28 ball game. 11:15. The clock does stop here. 11:15 on the second quarter clock. Bandit football is also proudly sponsored by KSJT. That is 2 great radio stations, 2 great sounds, loud and proud. KSJT La Grande and KPTJ Tejano 104. Lock it in. Also Milagros. For all your wine and liquor needs, go by Milagros on Avenue N and Jackson Street. Getting ready for the kickoff here. The Bandits trail by 6. We're on the road. We're at the State Farm Arena. Here comes the kick by Araguz. It's in the air, and it's into the hands of Kashmir. And Kashmir at the 5. He's up the far side. 15, 20, 25. Down to the 20. Makes a man miss. Down to the 15. Turns on the afterburners. The 5. And towards the goal line. He's in. He is in at the very last second, having to dive. It was closing down on him as he had switched entire sides of the field. Fans on that kickoff return. He had been far side, and he came towards the near side. For those of you watching, it was towards the bottom of your screen, was down to about the 5, maybe the 4, running out of real estate, and dove for the end zone. And Lamons Kashmir goes to the house on a kickoff return. And the Bandits have tied it up We're tied at 34 all, and the Bandits are going to go for two. It is Byron Ingram under center here, a jumbo package in motion. That's Rayford. They hand it to Joyner. Alex Joyner tries to dive for the two-point try, but he comes up short. They're going to say that one is no good. So the Bandits have missed their last several two-point attempts after getting the first two-point tries to go. But they have tied the game, fans. The scoreboard right now shows that the teams are locked up, 34 all. There's 10:09 on the second quarter clock. San Angelo Bandits 34, Rio Grande Valley Soul 34. As we're working our way through the sponsor list, again, we don't break for commercials even on the radio, and you gotta like that. You just get to hear all the action. But Neighbors Drilling sponsors the Bandits, as does Names and Numbers, your hometown phone book. Ozona Cable, Paint Specialty. Need to make your car look new? Go to Paint Specialty for all your automotive paint supply needs. Also, Robles Roofing and Roosters. For the best chicken strips in town, you go to any Roosters restaurant. So the Bandits ready to kick it off here after that kickoff return. The kick by Edwards. It goes left to right. It's into the hands of Campbell. And Campbell at the 20 comes down near side, 25. And there's a pretty strong hit laid on him by Austin Benson. Number 5, Benson, brings him to the turf. But he does have a pretty good kickoff return because the Soul will set up this drive already in Bandit territory. They're at the 24 of the San Angelo Bandits. So they're 24 yards away in a tie game. Again, a lot of time to play, but man, I tell you, these teams could be on pace for 80s into the 90s. Could we see 100 put up by one of these two offenses? We're right now knotted up 34 all. The Soul, Nate Davis, the QB, he's under center. They've got two receivers high side, and one's in motion. And Nate Davis back under some pressure, scrambles to his right, lobs one, and a flag flies in. It's caught one-handed by Danny Young. Danny Young, the one-hand snag, but again, flags have flown in. But this might be against the Bandits. Might be defensive pass interference, and they'll probably decline the penalty. The official says holding on the Bandits, defensive holding on number 10, Demetrius Quarles. That penalty will be declined. And the Soul will take that. It was a 15-yard completion from Davis to Danny Young. So it's first and goal for Rio Grande Valley at the 9. They have trips, 3 receivers high side, but now one comes in motion. Dennis Campbell near side at the bottom of your screen. There is a handoff, though, to Tristan Carter, and he is bottled up by Rayford, and for a loss, fans. A big loss and a big tackle by Desmond Rayford. Rayford just brings the wood at linebacker. He is a 6'2", 252-pound linebacker, and that was a loss of 5 yards. So from the 9, back it up, a loss of 4 rather, back it up to the 13. This time Rio Grande Valley receivers, 3 of them high side. And in motion and full head of steam is Dennis Campbell, high side. Davis back to pass, throwing out to the right. It's caught. Caught by number 12, Jorge Mata. But the Bandits do contain that. And they're going to limit it to an 8-yard gain, an 8-yard completion. I'll check that. It's actually going to be just a gain of 6. And it's going to bring up 3rd and goal. So here we go, Bandit fans. Your defense trying to come up with a stop. They've come up with 1 stop so far in this game. It's 3rd and goal from the 6. Rio Grande Valley's Nate Davis. He's going to go under center. There's 2 receivers bottom side. They're going to hand it off, though, to Tristan Carter. and Carter plows ahead, but he's short of the end zone. He gets it down inside the 5 to about the 3. The San Angelo Bandit 3-yard line, where it looked like number 77, Willie Bradley, helped bring him down. Here's an interesting call for Rio Grande Valley's head coach, Jermaine Blaylock. And it looks like Coach Blaylock is going to go for it. Going to eschew the field goal, not attempt the field goal, and go for the touchdown. 4th and goal from the 3. And under center is Davis. Again, they go right to left. They're going to throw a lob to Young, and it's broken up. It is broken up. Coverage there by number 10, Demetrius Quarles. Also number 4 came in. That's Devin Johnson. Johnson hit Danny Young just to make sure, after the pass had kind of been tipped up in the air, that he was not going to catch it. And so the Bandits come up with a big stop right there. So keep it at a tie ball game. Keep it 34-34, 6:57 on your second quarter clock. So both teams have scored a single touchdown here in the second quarter. It's kind of slowed down, if you ask me, because we had 8 combined touchdowns in the first quarter, but so far just 2, and we're more than halfway through here in the second quarter. Again, 34-34, it's Bandit football. Those of you watching on America One Sports know that they're going left to right. But those of you listening, that's why I provide it for you. They are going to set up at 1st and 10 from their own 3. They have 2 receivers bottom side, and the third comes in motion, Cashmere. Now they complete it to Edwards. Lawan Edwards, number 1, catches it and gets a gain of 8 yards before he is brought down. So he gets it out to the 11-yard line, and it does set up a 2nd and short. 2nd and 2 for the Bandits. Coach Joe Brennan giving some signals in fact, actually sends it through the quarterback. The quarterback, Ingram, came over to talk to Brennan. He goes under center, Ingram does. They have 2 receivers far side. Now a 3rd in motion, Cashmere far side. Ingram back to pass. Throws a deep ball intended for number 41, Edwards. No good, but flags fly. And I believe we're going to have defensive pass interference on the Soul. So that pass was incomplete. Intended for Gary Edwards, but I think he was tackled even before he caught the ball. And we'll see what the official says. He says pass interference, defense number 1. That's David Irizarry. And so the Bandits going to get a first down out of this play via the penalty. And it's going to go up to the 21-yard line. So it's a 10-yard penalty. Does mean a first down for the Bandits, a Best Tex first down. Best Tex Lawn and Landscaping Supply is kind of our chain gang / first down sponsor. Thank you, Best Tex. And the Bandits this time, 2 receivers far side, 1 receiver near side. It's going to be Lawan Edwards. He's coming in motion, staying far side, full head of steam. Ingram back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to have to throw it away. He throws it out of bounds. Gets rid of it. The Soul, Rio Grande Valley, had gotten through the Bandit offensive line on that possession. Of course, in Arena League football and indoor football, you play 8 on 8, and now the ref lays down a flag. And it's going to call grounding on the Bandits. So that is also a call at the Arena League level, just like at the other levels of football. Illegal or intentional grounding, and it does result in a penalty being marked off and a loss of down. So it is a 10-yard penalty and the loss of down makes it 2nd and 10. Or 2nd and 20, excuse me. 2nd and 20 from the Bandit 11-yard line. They're going to go 2 receivers far side, and now Cashmere coming in motion, full head of steam near side. Ingram back to pass. Dodges a tackler, looking for Cashmere deep. It's in the air, and it is out of the back of the end zone. Nobody going to catch that one. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 20. Well, the first down marker says 4th down. But I thought that was 1st down when Ingram went for the pass that eventually was called intentional grounding. Well, the Bandits are going to attempt a deep field goal. So it does hold. It is 4th down. And the field goal is blocked. It's blocked. Edwards going to scoop it up, but he's in his own end zone. And let's see what the call is. They're going to call a safety. A safety scored by the Rio Grande Valley Soul after they blocked the Bandits' attempted field goal. And it was recovered by the Bandits, but in their own end zone. And that does go for 2 points for the Rio Grande Valley Soul. So new score is 36-34. So I'm not sure. I don't think I missed a play. I thought the Bandits had gotten a 1st down up to the 21 and then were called for grounding, which would have been 2nd and 20. They missed the pass, which would have been 3rd and 20, but they had it at 4th and 20. But regardless, that is what stands, that it was a 4th down and that the Bandits attempted a field goal. There is no punting. No punting in Arena League football. You either have to go for it on 4th down or attempt a field goal. So the Bandits trail now 36-34. They trail by 2. There's 4 minutes on the 2nd quarter clock. Stick with us, fans. Of course, we won't be taking a break on 1260 or the America One Sport Network, but we will have some halftime statistics for you. Here is the kick. It's a squib kick. Left to right it goes. Here comes Dennis Campbell on the return. He's past the 15, sidesteps a man, gets to the 20, now breaks a tackle past the 25 into Bandit territory. It's going to be marked at the Bandit 22-yard line. So that is where Rio Grande Valley will have the football. 1st and 10 from the Bandit 22. So they are just 22 yards away from the end zone. We've seen the defenses come to life here in this 2nd quarter after 8 touchdowns combined in the 1st quarter. Nate Davis under center for Rio Grande Valley. This time a handoff to Tristan Carter. Carter, number 7, plows ahead. Looks like a gain of 5 yards. So a pretty good gain there, down to the 17. It's going to set up 2nd and 5. Helping out on the tackle for the Bandits, number 5, Austin Benson. The clock will tick down to less than 3 minutes to play here in the 2nd quarter. We will have a 1-minute warning. Nate Davis under center does a hard count and catches the Bandits off sides. That was Tim McGee. McGee came across and the flags flew, and I believe that is going to be the call. Yep, offsides called against the Bandits and Tim McGee. And it's going to result in, they're going to say just short of the line to gain. It was a 2nd and 5, but now it's like 2nd and a foot after that 5-yard penalty marked off. It is at the 12. It's at the Bandit 12-yard line. There is one receiver on either side. Now a second one far side in motion. And they're looking for him. That's Young. And Young catches it, a pass from Nate Davis. And it's a touchdown for Rio Grande Valley. And they jump ahead by 8 points on that one. What will be scored, a 12-yard touchdown pass from Nate Davis to Danny Young. And here comes the Bandit, or rather the Soul. They're going to go for just one here, which of course would make it a 2-possession game. Right now it's 8-point lead for the Soul. It's going to be Leo Araguz, number 2, to attempt the point after. And the snap, the kick, it's up. I think he missed it. He pulled another one wide left. It's no good. So keep it at an 8-point game. And, of course, that is big because the Bandits could get a touchdown and 2 to tie this one up here. And there's a minute 41 before halftime. If you're thinking that's enough time for the Bandits to score, that's right. That's actually enough time to get multiple touchdowns. So the Bandits not just thinking about one here. They're thinking about one and getting a stop and perhaps punching one more in. But certainly they would like to score here and get the 2 points successful to tie this one up. So the Bandits, they had 28 points after the first quarter, but they've been held, fans, to just 6. Just a lone touchdown in the second quarter, so the Bandits now trail. It's Rio Grande Valley 42, San Angelo Bandits 34. And the Soul getting ready to kick off. The kickoff will go right to left. And it's going to be Araguz. And the kick, it is up in the air, and it's not into the hands of Kashmir. It goes out of bounds. Goes out of bounds on the fly. And the Bandits going to have it at their own 25 at midfield because that is an illegal kick. You have to, in this league and indoor football, your kickoffs cannot be out of bounds on the fly. Now they can be kicked out through the back of the end zone, but not off to either side. They have to be in play, or you allow the team to get it 1st and 10 at their own 25. So here we go. The clock runs, fans, even before the Bandits get ready for 1st down and 10. It's less than a minute and a half to go at the 25. Ingram under center, 2 receivers near side, Edwards in motion. Ingram back to pass, finds Edwards. Edwards catches it at the 20 and is shoved out of bounds immediately by Jared Williams. It's a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up 2nd and 5. And we are going to come to the 1-minute warning. So the clock stops at 1 minute to play. This is an official timeout. And do want to thank, when we do have timeouts, Angelo Bail Bonds. They're our timeout sponsor, Angelo Bail Bonds, where a friend will bail you out of jail. A good friend will be sitting next to you saying, dang, that was awesome. Thank you, Angelo Bail Bonds, for sponsoring timeouts. Of course, do want to give another shout out to the San Angelo YMCA. The YMCA has something for everyone in the family. That is why healthy living families get together every day at the YMCA. 2nd and 5 out of the 1-minute warning. That's Gary Edwards in motion far side. They're looking for him. Oh, the pass is tipped, and then it's into the hands of number 1, and it's picked off. Irizarry. David Irizarry picking off Byron Ingram. That's the 2nd interception thrown by Ingram. This one was picked off in the end zone, and he was down. Irizarry was. So the ball will come out to the 5 after the interception. So now the Bandits definitely need to try to not allow Rio Grande Valley to go 45 yards here, because they already trail by 8. The Bandits know they will receive the second half kickoff. 55 seconds, clock currently stopped, and it will stay stopped on incompletions and balls out of bounds. Here comes 1st and 10. Davis back to pass, a pump fake. He's going deep for Young. and Quarles makes a nice play. Quarles almost comes up with a pick. Excuse me, fans, and does break up the pass. We are going, of course, no breaks here. I don't mind, but do every now and then have to clear the throat or take a drink of water. My name, fans, Matt McGraw, and I'm glad you're with us here, either listening at 1260 KKSA or watching this game online at the America One Sports Network. Here comes 2nd and 10. Two receivers far side, one in motion. That's Young. Davis back to pass, buys time to his left, throws it deep, but nobody is there. And that is incomplete. And so the clock does stop here. And that perhaps is to the Bandits' advantage now. That's 3rd down and 10. Clock stopped with 42 seconds to play. We are in the 2nd quarter. The Bandits trail by 8 points, 42-34. And remember, if the Bandits come up with another stop on this down, the Soul cannot punt. Even though they'd be 4th and 10 from their own 5, they cannot punt. So this is a big 3rd down. A man in motion, far side is Young. Davis back to pass. Looking underneath, and it's caught by Campbell. And he is shoved. They're going to say not out of bounds. I thought he was shoved out of bounds by Quarles. But they are going to say he maintained his balance, did not go up against the padding, and that he skated 45 yards up the far sideline for a Rio Grande Valley touchdown. That was number 3, Dennis Campbell, who just caught an underneath pass about 5 yards and turned it into the rest. 45 yards up the far sideline, touchdown Soul, and they lead by 14. And they're going for 2 here, or rather 1, excuse me. Snap is good, kick is up, and kick is good. And so our new score, the Rio Grande Valley Soul have 49 on the board here as we approach halftime, 49-34. Again, you want to stick with us. We will, of course, read off some of our sponsors in the halftime, but we will also have some official halftime statistics. The Rio Grande Valley stat keeper kind enough to come by and give us some of those official stats at where we are set up here at the press box. And not to denigrate what is a great home place to play in San Angelo, but we did not get stats from the San Angelo stat guy. So if anyone's listening, say, hey, what's up with that? How come our radio guy gets stats at other places and he can't even get stats at San Angelo? So it's going to be the kickoff attempted here by Araguz. Bandits sure could use maybe another Kashmir touchdown, kickoff return for a touchdown. This time the kick bouncing all the way to the back of the end zone. Quarles to the 5, makes one man miss, and a flag flies in. He was tackled at the 6. So we do have a flag on the field. 28 seconds. Clock is stopped. It's 49-34. The Bandits find themselves down by 15 points. And the official says that there was an illegal block on the Bandits below the waist. And that is on number 2, DeMarcus James, called for the illegal block. So all it does is back it up half the distance to the goal. And it means the Bandits will have it at their own 3. So they have to go 47 yards. They have 28 seconds to do it. Of course, a touchdown would be golden right here before half. The man in motion near side is Gary Edwards. Ingram is under a ton of pressure in his own end zone. It's off the hands of number 1, Irizarry, and caught. It's caught by Kashmir. A deflection that Kashmir makes a great play on and then alertly calls timeout to stop the clock. So the Bandits, that was a 15-yard gain. And it's going to be up to their own 18-yard line. And again, that was just a great play by Kashmir to have the presence of mind to kind of see what was happening kind of behind him, and that it was a tipped pass, and that the pass then was headed to the turf, and Kashmir dove all out to get it. So 20 seconds on the clock. The Bandits, they trail by 15, but if they could somehow score and get this back down to a 7 or 8 point game, they know they receive the kickoff at the start of the third quarter. They have 2 receivers near side and 1 more in motion for 3 receivers near side. It was Edwards in motion. Ingram passing to Kashmir. Kashmir across the 25. And again, the Bandits going to ask for time. They call the second of their 3 timeouts. And that was a gain of, they're going to call it a gain of 8 yards. So the Bandits will have 1 more timeout. Clock is stopped with 12 seconds before halftime. They do have it now into Rio Grande Valley side of the field. It's at the Rio Grande Valley 23. So they're 23 yards away. They got 12 seconds with which to do it here before halftime. Looks like they break the huddle. 1 receiver far side, Kashmir. The other receiver near side, Gary Edwards. Gonna be in motion, and he's gonna be in motion near side, and oh no, they have to call their 3rd timeout. That could prove costly. It was called by the quarterback, Byron Ingram. I guess it was maybe a misformation there, but he called timeout, the quarterback not liking what he sees, and so that is it. So the Bandits here with 12 seconds know they've got a few options. Of course, an incomplete pass would stop the clock. They can throw underneath, throw short of the goal line, as long as they can get their receiver to head towards the padding and get out of bounds, or they've got to go for the end zone. Because if you're tackled in play, you're not going to get another play off. Ingram is under center, and he bobbles the snap, and it's recovered by the Soul. Rio Grande Valley recover, and this one's not done as far as even the thinking of the Soul. They want to try to go for 1 more touchdown to try to blow this game open, so the Bandits need to dig deep. That was the 3rd turnover of the first half on the Bandits. They've had 2 interceptions, and now that lost fumble. It's a 15-point game. The Soul are going to try, as we said, to really blow this one open. With 8 seconds, they have it from their own 23, so they're 27 yards away. They're back to pass with Davis. Davis going deep. It's intended for Young, and it's broken up by Quarles. It was up the far side. It was in the end zone. It's incomplete, but it didn't take all 8 seconds. There are 3 seconds on the clock. So time for 1 more play by Rio Grande Valley. And again, they'll probably be throwing it towards the end. No, they're going to go for a field goal. So they are not going to try to Hail Mary this one. They're going to bring out Araguz, and he is going to attempt a 44-yard field goal. And now the Rio Grande Valley Soul taking a timeout. So they're taking a timeout to think this one over. Because on field goals, this is key here. And we, of course, if you even remember, flash back to late November in college football when Auburn returned a missed field goal for a touchdown against Alabama. Well, that rule is here in this league as well. If the field goal attempt falls short, you can return it, and you'll see the opposing teams usually have someone standing underneath the uprights to try to catch that missed short field goal and return it, but we'll see what happens here. The Soul, Rio Grande Valley, is still going to try for this 44-yard field goal by Leo Araguz. Here we go. Last play. The snap is good. The kick, it's up. It's towards the uprights, and it is through. It's through the uprights as the buzzer sounds that ends the second quarter. So the Soul tack on 3 more points, and they lead. They have an 18-point lead here at the half. Your halftime score, the Rio Grande Valley Soul 52, the San Angelo Bandits 34. You're listening to San Angelo Bandits football here on 1260 KKSA and also on the America One Sports Network. Again, fans, my name is Matt McGraw, and we will have some halftime statistics for you, assuming the Rio Grande Valley stat keeper comes and runs them up to me. He ran up a copy after the first quarter, so I'm pretty sure he's going to do the same. Read you off some of our sponsors here that bring us these broadcasts of San Angelo Bandit football. And San Angelo Bandit football brought to you by the San Angelo Standard Times. And go San Angelo Standard Times. Also Sherwin-Williams for all your painting needs and supplies. Sherwin-Williams is your store. Smoky Joe's. Smoky Joe's. Call Joe at 325-248-4367 for all of your catering needs, including weddings, backyard parties, oil field, and business events. Also, South Jackson Storage, Spring Hill Suites. That's the place that the Bandits bring their friends and family for overnight stays at Spring Hill Suites. Suddenlink sponsors the Bandits. One call, one connection, one bill for cable TV, high-speed internet, home phone, and home security. Call Suddenlink. We're connected. Also, Sunset Chiropractic and Time Clock Plus and Twin Mountain Steakhouse. Again, that is naming just a few of the sponsors that bring you these broadcasts and also are the reason that San Angelo has a hometown indoor arena football team. It is 52-34 at the half. The Bandits do trail by 18 points, and this one started out well for the Bandits, but somehow they kind of lost their momentum, and then the Soul started picking it up and really been impressed with the Soul's quarterback, Nate Davis. He's kept his composure. He's delivered some good balls to his receivers. But this game, fans, started out, as we said, as a positive for the Bandits. It was the very first play, and it was the Soul who were taking the snap, and the snap was bobbled and turned into a fumble, and the Bandits recovered the fumble and scored for a 15-yard fumble return for a touchdown. That was by Desmond Rayford, and then the Bandits added an Alex Joyner rush for 2 points, and they led 8-0. Then the Soul of Rio Grande Valley, trailing by 8, came back and this time put together a drive that ended in a Danny Young 1-yard run. The point after kick was good, and it made it 8-7. The Bandits were in front. Then the Bandits got the football back in the first quarter and again went down quickly right down the field, capping it off with a touchdown run. It was an Alex Joyner touchdown run, made it 14-7. They added 2 on that one. A Jeremiah Turner 2-point rush was good, and so that's what I'm talking about. It was 16-7, fans. The Bandits were up by 2 scores. They were up by 9 points, and the game had just really gotten underway. But then the Soul, they countered the Bandits' touchdown when it was 16-7. They came back. It was a Dennis Campbell receiving a 19-yard touchdown pass from Nate Davis. The kick was good, made it 16-14. The Bandits were still in front. Then the Bandits countered with their own touchdown, this time a 29-yard touchdown pass. Gary Edwards catches it, and it was, of course, from Byron Ingram, and that made the score 22-14. The Bandits missed the 2-point, and so it stayed at an 8-point lead. This is all first quarter scoring. Rio Grande Valley coming back, a 30-yard touchdown pass. This time it went to Danny Young from Nate Davis. The kick was good, so it was 22-21. Bandits were still in front. The Bandits came back and added a touchdown when they were up one. Still in the first quarter, it was Lamons Cashmere. Cashmere, a 14-yard touchdown pass from Byron Ingram. Again, the two-point conversion was no good, and so it made it a 28-21 game. And then right before the first quarter ended, the Rio Grande Valley Soul, they score. It was actually a couple of runs. In the end, it was a Tristan Carter 9-yard touchdown run. The kick, though, was no good, and so that was your score at the end of the first quarter, was 28-27. So, I mean, right there, that means both teams going back and forth. Again, a highly contested first quarter. Neither team really getting an edge. As we said, four touchdowns scored by each team, 8 combined. But then the difference came in the second quarter, where the Bandits scored just one touchdown, and the Rio Grande Valley Soul scored 4 touchdowns and also added a safety and a 42-yard field goal as time expired. And so that was the big difference. So the Bandits led 28-27 after the first, but then things started to change when the first interception of the day was thrown by Bandit quarterback Byron Ingram. It came in the second quarter. The Rio Grande Valley Soul turned that turnover into points. They score. It was a huge 44-yard pass, complete to Dennis Campbell for a touchdown from Nate Davis. So that made it, the score at the time was, I'm trying to look here, 34-28. The Bandits trailed for the first time all game, 34-28. But then they came right back, and it was a scintillating kickoff return by Lamons Cashmere. So after Rio Grande Valley had gone ahead by 6, Cashmere goes 57 yards on the kickoff return for a touchdown. Keep in mind, when I say 57 yards, we're talking a 50-yard field. So he was 7 yards deep in his own end zone when Lamons Cashmere, and it started kind of at the far side, up the far sideline. He was making guys miss. Eventually finished it off at the near side of the field on just an awesome kickoff return. Again, the 2-point was no good, made the game tied 34-all. Then we kind of had some defense go back and forth both sides, but it turned out that the Rio Grande Valley D stepped up and got themselves a block field goal. The Bandits were facing a 4th down. They go for a field goal. It got blocked. They go back, the Bandits do, and recover the block in their own end zone, but that goes as a Rio Grande Valley safety. So it was tied at 34-all, but then the safety made it 36-34. And, of course, the Bandits then had to kick off to the Soul, and the Soul turned that kickoff into a drive that ended with a 12-yard touchdown pass caught by Danny Young, again from Nate Davis. The kick was no good, but it did make the score at the time 42-34. The Bandits trailed by 8. Again, the Bandits come up short on their drive. In fact, it ended in the second interception thrown by Byron Ingram, and so the Soul take over, and they take over at their own 5, so they have to go the distance, and they do it. That was when they only needed 21 seconds to connect on a 45-yard touchdown pass. Dennis Campbell again from Nate Davis. This time the kick was good, so it made it 49-34. Bandits were down 15, and then you heard it kind of at the end. The Bandits had the ball back. They were driving. They were faced with a 3rd down. They bobbled the snap. The snap was fumbled, and so the Soul had time for one final play, went for a field goal attempt, and the 42-yard field goal was good. And that makes our score 52-34. So the Bandits, they kind of got bit by the turnover bug in the second quarter, turning it over 3 times. And those 3 turnovers led to 17 points by Rio Grande Valley. So that's kind of been the difference, is the second quarter, where the Bandits were held just to 6 points. The Soul outscored the Bandits 25-6. in the second quarter. Here are some statistics, official team statistics from the first half of play. Rio Grande Valley, they have more first downs. They have 12 first downs. San Angelo with 9 first downs. Rushing yards, and again, you don't get a lot of rushing yards in indoor football, but Rio Grande Valley, they rushed it 9 times for 34 yards. San Angelo rushed it 5 times for 16 yards. Passing yards, they're also edged to Rio Grande Valley. 171 passing yards for Rio Grande Valley, 136 passing yards for the Bandits. And that all equals total yards that the Bandits are getting outgained in total yards. Total yards 205 for Rio Grande Valley, just 152 total yards for the Bandits. So yeah, that means they're getting outgained 53 total yards. In real football, that's not that big a deal, but when you think that the field at this level is just 50 yards, getting outgained by 53 yards, kind of tells the tale of the tape. Fumbles and turnovers. The Bandits, they did lose a fumble. So did Rio Grande Valley. But then the big difference is that Rio Grande Valley's quarterback, Nate Davis, has thrown no picks. And San Angelo's quarterback, Byron Ingram, has thrown 2 picks. So right now the turnover count is 3-1 in favor of Rio Grande Valley. 3 turnovers on the Bandits, 1 turnover against Rio Grande Valley. Penalty yardage is very close here. 35 penalty yards against San Angelo, 33 penalty yards on Rio Grande Valley. Time of possession is also very close, and it's actually tilted for the Bandits just by a few seconds. 15:09 time of possession for the Bandits. 14:51 the time of possession for Rio Grande Valley. Third down conversions. Both teams converted 2 of 3 on third downs. Rio Grande Valley went for a 4th down conversion once. They're 0 for 1. San Angelo has not attempted a 4th down conversion. They're 0 for 0. And finally, red zone chances. The San Angelo Bandits have had 3 red zone chances and scored on 2 of them. One of them ended in a pick. The Rio Grande Valley they've had 5 red zone chances and scored on 4 of them. Here are some individual statistics. Let's start with the San Angelo Bandits quarterback, Byron Ingram, and he's kind of had a rough day of it. He's had completed 9 of 17 passes for 135 yards, but 2 picks. He has thrown 2 picks for the Bandits. His touchdowns, he's completed 1 to Gary Edwards, completed another to Cashmere, so 2 touchdown passes to go along with those 2 picks for Byron Ingram. The Rio Grande Valley quarterback, his name Nate Davis, he's completed 7 of 11 passes for 171 yards. He has not thrown an interception, and he has connected here with, let's see how many. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, count them, 5 touchdown passes for the Rio Grande Valley quarterback. So he's been on fire. If you think he's completed 7 of 11 passes, and 7 of those completions 5 of them have been touchdowns. Receiving, the receivers, the San Angelo Bandits, Lawan Edwards, 3 grabs for 37 yards. Lamont Cashmere, 3 grabs also for 37 yards. Gary Edwards has caught 2 passes for 34 yards. And here is the guy who's giving the San Angelo Bandits defense the secondary fits. Rio Grande Valley's Dennis Campbell has caught 4 passes for 114 yards. And that's at the Arena League, where it's 50-yard field. He's already got 114 receiving yards, does Dennis Campbell. Certainly some adjustments will need to be made, perhaps having to rotate some double teams over to Dennis Campbell. As we said, interceptions, the San Angelo Bandits have thrown 2. They have not intercepted the other quarterback. But all of those, some of those statistics, but all that kind of paints the picture where we are here at halftime. Rio Grande Valley 52, San Angelo Bandits 34. 4. The one thing that you could hang your hat on if you're a Bandit fan listening back at home is that your team will receive this kickoff. They will have a chance to cut into this 18-point lead right away as they're going to receive the third quarter kickoff. There's been some halftime entertainment provided here by a marching band, more drum corps, and you got the chimes, the xylophones going on. Just good times here at the State Farm Arena here in Hidalgo, Texas. Do want to let you know, Bandit Football is brought to us by Aaron's. Aaron's, where you can rent to own. You get the best seat in the house when you shop at Aaron's. Also, All-State Insurance, mainly Seth Becker at Allstate. You are in good hands with Seth Becker at Allstate for all your home, auto, and life insurance needs. Stop by and get a quote at the Southwest Plaza office. Ask for Linda or Doreen. Also, All About Signs. All About Signs is San Angelo's only full-service sign company that can meet all your signage needs, from vinyl leathering to full-color digital graphics. All About Signs is San Angelo's hometown sign company. The American Classifieds, a publication of the Thrifty Nickel. They've been Concho Valley's #1 classified as a source for over 30 years. You got to pick up the American Classifieds at over 500 locations in San Angelo and the Concho Valley. Angelo Auto Glass. Angelo Auto Glass, our job is to bring you the highest quality job done right the first time. And then our timeout sponsor, we mentioned them once before, Angelo Bail Bonds. They sponsor Bandit Football, but also timeouts. And Angelo Bail Bonds is where a friend will bail you out of jail, and a good friend will be sitting next to you saying, "Dang, that was awesome." Another Bandit sponsor is Atex. Atex Restaurant Supply for all your restaurant supply needs. Blair's Western Wear. If you need a new straw hat, Blair's Western Wear is the place to go. Brentco, a sponsor of San Angelo Bandit Football. Calvert Collision. When you choose Calvert Collision, you will be treated with honesty and respect. Every effort will be made to make you feel at home. And finally, just a couple more. H&H Construction sponsors the Bandits. They ask, can you dig it? At H&H Construction, we can. And finally, the YMCA in San Angelo. The YMCA has something for everyone in the family. That is why healthy living families get together every single day at the San Angelo YMCA. They got some pretty nice cars driving out here onto the turf at the State Farm Arena. Those are some Porsches. I see a couple of Porsches and a Lexus coming in. The Bandits are coming out of their locker room here at the half. Again, adjustments going to have to be made here by Bandits coach Joe Brannon, because the Bandits, I think they need to make adjustments on both ends of the ball. They've had some trouble actually moving the football. They've found their quarterback to be under siege at times. He's been having to sidestep sacks and defenders. He hasn't had very long to look down the field, as Byron Ingram. And then on defense, the Bandits not getting much pressure on the Rio Grande Valley quarterback, and that has led him to be able to sit back and really pick apart the Bandit secondary, and mainly finding number 3, Dennis Campbell. Campbell with 114 yards receiving here at the half. So we don't have much longer here before the start of the third quarter. Again, we stay with you throughout. We do not take breaks here, even on the radio broadcast, 1260 KKSA. And, of course, many of you watching this game, the live video on the internet, it's at America One Sports Network. So the Bandits, again, they're wearing the home white uniforms. They got silver helmets with the Bandit logo on either side of that silver helmet, the white uni, and the black football pants. And they're playing a team that has black pants with black jerseys. And then the numbering and lettering for the Soul, it is kind of a, I don't know, you'd call it a sky blue perhaps. It's not a navy blue for sure. It's a really, really bright blue, but blue numbering and lettering on that black jersey for the Rio Grande Valley Soul. So as we said, the Bandits are going to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they're going to need to, I think this first drive, probably the drive of the game, if you ask me. I mean, they have to get points on this opening drive if they have any shot, any hope of coming back and staying undefeated on the season. Again, the San Angelo Bandits 1-0. They play a 12-game schedule, so this is game 2 of 12. The Rio Grande Valley Soul, this is their first game of the season. They were off in the opening week, so they are 0-0. This is the first of 12 games for the Soul. And as we get ready now for the third quarter, the Bandits trailing 52-34. Do want to thank some of our other sponsors like D-Ray's Burgers. D-Ray's Burgers, you got to stop by. They are open late on Friday and Saturdays. They're open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday, so come by and see them after home games at D-Ray's. Also, Concho's. Concho's Downtown is your downtown sports destination, the place to take your family to have a great time, listen to good music, and eat some great food, and that is Concho's. And a shout out to Concho's, because I do understand that some of you might be over there. They're having a watch party. They're watching this game on the American Sports or American One Sports Network at Concho's. So maybe if we can get some good mojo, good vibes sent out from all of you at Concho's, maybe the Bandits can rally here from an 18-point halftime deficit. You've also got Computer Bites. Computer Bites for all your electronic repairs and needs. The Bandits in this third quarter, fans, for those of you that cannot see or watch this game, they're going to go right to left. They're going to go right to left in the third quarter, and as we said, they will receive the third quarter kickoff. Looks like a pretty good crowd that is enjoying themselves in the valley. We are in Hidalgo, Texas. Hidalgo's pretty much a suburb of McAllen. So we are way down south here, and it's certainly not been the best of halves for the Bandits. The first quarter was pretty good. Second quarter, not so good. So see if they can get a good third quarter going their way. Doing the kicking will be the Rio Grande Valley Soul kicker, Leo Araguz. But 18 points is certainly not out of the realm of coming back, especially at this level when the field is just 50 yards long. The Bandits are going to need to score, though, score quickly and turn it over to their D, and maybe their D can rip that ball loose, get some turnovers, and get the offense back onto the field. Back deep for the Bandits, ready to receive the kickoff. You have number 10, Demetrius Quarles, and number 3, Lamons Cashmere. The Soul, from what I understand, this Rio Grande Valley team, this is actually their first year, their inaugural season of having a team. That's not to be confused with the fact that Laredo has had teams before, but we are not in Laredo. We are, of course, near McAllen, Texas. But yes, this is the first year they brought football to the valley, to the Rio Grande Valley. So not only is this their first game, as they are 0-0, but this is their first year in the Lone Star Football League, the LSFL. For schedules and statistics and scores of the LSFL, check out their website at texaslsfl.com. Again, that is texaslsfl.com. There's been a delay here. Not sure what they're waiting for. The time has already run off of what was allotted for the halftime intermission. And the teams have come out, but they've been standing now on the field probably for 4 minutes, 5 minutes. The officials are holding the arena football, not ready to put it on the turf. Perhaps they're waiting for the head official. I don't see the guy with the white cap. I do not see the ref, if you will. I see the other 4 guys, the 2 sideline officials, the umpire and the back judge. They've all got the black caps on. So perhaps we're waiting for the ref, the white-hatted official. Gives us time to read off some more of our sponsors here of San Angelo Bandit football. We told you they are sponsored by many, many fine businesses, including H&H Construction. H&H Construction. They ask, can you dig it? At H&H Construction, we can. Also, Hef's Burgers. Hef's Burgers, fans, has been voted the best burger in Abilene. Now, I know they're in San Angelo, but hey, they are now available here in San Angelo, so maybe see if those Abilenians have it right and go try what was voted the best burger in Abilene at Hef's Burgers. Also, Joe's Italian Restaurant. They say you tried the rest. Now try the best here at Joe's Italian Restaurant in San Angelo. John Conn Realty. Johnny Carino's. They ask, when does a restaurant become more than a place to get something to eat? When does eating out become a great experience? This is our purpose at Johnny Carino's and what we strive for every day. Also, KSJT. KSJT is 2 great stations, 2 great sounds, loud and proud. KSJT La Grande and KPTJ Tejano 104. Lock it in. Again, we've gone through the time allotted for intermission. The teams came back and they've just been having to just stand around, and again, getting no explanation from the PA or anyone what the delay was. I mean, this was already after all the time had been ticked off of what was allotted for halftime intermission. So we are still waiting here to get the second half underway. And I still don't see the head ref here, the ref with the white hat. And it looks like there is going to be an extended delay here. Do want to let you know that the Bandits will be back home, fans, back in San Angelo at the Foster Communications Coliseum. It's going to be 1 week from this coming Saturday. They will not be in town or even have a game this coming weekend, but it will be April the 5th. So that is, again, a week from this Saturday. So they're just under 2 weeks away from playing their 3rd game. And again, it will be their 2nd home game. We're going to host the Amarillo Venom. So you got to make plans right now for Saturday, April the 5th, 7:05 kickoff at the Foster Communications Coliseum, because that's the defending champs coming in town. The defending champion Amarillo Venom and your San Angelo Bandits. So we do have an extended timeout here as they are just not allowing this ball to be kicked. And again, I'm guessing it's because here he comes. I was right. The guy with the white hat. They've all got the black and white stripes on. These zebras, we've got them out here, but it was the guy with the white hat, the ref. I guess he was answering the call of nature back in the locker room and unable to join us until just now. So that 7-minute delay, courtesy of the Zebras. Got no problems with them, but I'm just being honest. It was because of the ref with the white hat. The head ref just now running on to the field. So here we go, fans. Are you ready now to get the Bandits to rally in the second half and come back to San Angelo 2-0? The kick goes left to right, traveling in the air into the hands of Demetrius Quarles. Quarles at the 5, up the far sideline, 10, 15, 20, and shoved out of bounds. And they're going to spot it just shy of the Bandit 20-yard line. They're going to spot it at the 18-yard line of the Bandits. So the Bandits, as we said, and I consider this one a must score. This is just the first drive of the third quarter, but with the Bandits down 18, they must score if they want to win this game. They're going to set up shop, as we said, at the 18. That means they are 32 yards away from the end zone. Byron Ingram, the quarterback, under center, a receiver on each side, and here's a receiver near side in motion, Edwards. He throws it near side, intended for the other Edwards, Lawan Edwards, but it is incomplete. Broken up by number 1, David Irizarry. It's going to bring up 2nd and 10. So that was a quick hitter. In, as we said, just a short drop by Ingram, and he threw it out to his left, but it was broken up. 2nd and 10 now from the 18 of the Bandits. They're going to go 2 receivers near side. For those of you watching, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Another one in motion is Lawan Edwards. Ingram looking for Edwards, and he's picked. He's picked off at the 10 by Irizarry. He's back the other way, past midfield into Bandit territory, and shoved out of bounds at the Bandit 19. And Irizarry doing a dance for the fans and then throwing a ball up into the stands. Some lucky Rio Grande Valley fan going away with a souvenir there. So the second offensive play for the Bandits of the third quarter, not a good one. It's the 3rd pick by Byron Ingram. So 4 total turnovers on the Bandits, 3 of them Byron Ingram interceptions. So it's now Rio Grande Valley ball. The Bandits are certainly up against it here. They got to try to dig deep on defense. The Soul, their quarterback under center, and there's a false start. That's a false start on the Rio Grande Valley Soul. That's going to back them up there. Of course, let me explain to you that don't know, arena football is 8 on 8. You got 3 offensive linemen, a quarterback, and kind of a fullback, so to speak, a fullback / running back. That's 5 right there on offense. And then the other 3 are usually wide receivers. Of those 3 offensive linemen, 1 is considered a tight end and is eligible. And of course, you'll have 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers for 5 players, and then 3 defensive backs to cover the 3 receivers. Here we go, 1st and 15. Back to pass Davis. He's looking, and he hooks up with Campbell at the far side. Touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown pass from Nate Davis. That is now touchdown pass number 6 for Nate Davis, and he connected again with the man that is killing the Bandits tonight, Dennis Campbell. New score 58-34. That is a 24-point margin. They're going to go for an extra point here. The Soul. It is Araguz, and the snap is down. The kick is up, and it splits the uprights. And the new score is 59-34. That is a 25-point deficit for the Bandits. So they, unfortunately, have dug themselves an even bigger hole. We said that third quarter drive, that opening drive was almost a must score if they wanted to get back in it. They didn't. What's worse, they threw the pick, and then Rio Grande Valley 2 plays later, a 24-yard touchdown strike from Nate Davis to Dennis Campbell. And so the Bandits going to receive a kick again, trailing by 25 points in the third quarter. 59-34 is the score. 12:19 is on the third quarter clock. So the Bandits need to score and score quickly. Here comes the kick. Again, it goes left to right, and it's out of the back of the end zone. That'll be a touchback. And I believe that will be spotted at the 20 of the Bandits. So that is where the Bandits will start. That means they'll be 30 yards away from the end zone. And now there's a delay here, as the Bandits actually looks like they're going to start farther up than we thought. Not sure if there was a penalty. They're going to start from the Rio Grande Valley 20-yard line, not their own 20. So the Bandits are going to be already into Rio Grande Valley territory, 20 yards away here. Ingram is under center. They're going to have three receivers far side, one in motion, flags fly. The play goes on, though. Ingram going to find all alone is Gary Edwards in the end zone. He catches it for a touchdown. But, as we said, flags came out here. And let's wait for the call. Illegal defense is the call. So, fans, it's going to be declined, and the touchdown is going to stand. Illegal defense in Arena League can mean various things. The linebackers, one is allowed to rush as kind of a fourth rusher, but not allowed to blitz in the sense that he's not allowed to be moving at the snap of the ball. The other one, the other linebacker, has to kind of stay in a zone, a 5-yard zone. Regardless, it was illegal defense, penalty declined, 20-yard touchdown pass stands. The Bandits going to go for two. They're going to toss it to Jeremiah Turner. Turner, though, is going to be short of the line to gain on the two-point try. So after two successful two-point conversions in the first quarter, the Bandits have gone for two every single time, but have come up empty on all the others. But the Bandits do get 6 points, and so that 25-point lead now stands at 19. Our score is the Rio Grande Valley Soul 59, the San Angelo Bandits 40. A 59-40 game. And the Bandits will kick off here. Still a lot of time, of course. There's 11 and a half minutes in the third quarter, so we got most of this quarter left. And the fourth, the Bandits just need to try to get a stop, maybe two, on defense. But with the way the Rio Grande Valley quarterback Nate Davis is playing, that could be difficult. Looks like getting ready for the kick is going to be number 5, Austin Benson, will kick off here for the Bandits. Again, the Soul are going to go left to right here. So this kick is about to travel right to left. Here it is. It's in the air, and it's all the way down to the goal line. It's returned here by Stevenson. Morgan Stevenson, 15, past the 20, past midfield, into Bandit territory, down to the Bandit 16-yard line. That is a 34-yard kickoff return by number 10, Melvin Stevenson. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rio Grande Valley Soul from the Bandit. They're actually going to mark it, I think I said the 16. They're going to mark it at the 17. But that means the Soul are just 17 yards away from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and 10. Nate Davis, the Soul's QB, he's going to go under center. There's a receiver on either side, and here's one in motion far side. That's Campbell. And he's sacked, though. Davis, or they tried to run it up the middle, rather, but no, they're saying not sacked. The runner, Tristan Carter, was ruled to have been laying on a Bandit player, and his knee was not down. That was an unusual play as well. I thought it was actually Desmond Rayford sneaking in there and sacking the QB. What he really did was tie up the guy who got the inside handoff, Tristan Carter. I thought he brought him to the ground. That's just a tough call, a call that could have gone either way, and it goes the Rio Grande Valley Soul's way, ruling that the runner was not down, even though looked like certainly was. First and goal from the 5. They've got 3 receivers far side at the bottom of your screen. They're intended for Young, and that one is too high, falls incomplete. And it's going to be second and goal. Second and goal from the Bandit 5-yard line, helping break up that play. In the back of the end zone, you had Demetrius Quarles. Also, Devin Johnson was back there for the Bandits. So here we go, second and goal from the 5. Bandits might want to watch out for the run. Their quarterback's in the gun this time, not under center. And they got a jumbo package. And he is going to QB sweep it to the top of the screen. Far side flag, though. Flag flies in. Let's see what we got here. He was short of the line to gain, the goal line rather, but it's going to be called an illegal formation. They ruled that the Bandits had 2 guys in the backfield, which is not, besides the quarterback, which is, of course, not allowed. You can have your QB and 1 fullback / running back. But when I say jumbo package, that's when they bring in kind of bigger guys, act like they're wide receivers, and have them be just outside the offensive line, which, of course, is a legal formation. You're just got to be outside of those 3 offensive linemen. So they called that one. I believe that's going to back it up 5. Second and goal from the 10-yard line. And a timeout is called here by the Rio Grande Valley Soul. It is 59-40. The Soul lead the Bandits 59-40, a 19-point lead. There's 9:19 on the third quarter clock. So as we said, still a lot of time here. Bandit football, proudly sponsored by Neighbors Drilling. Also, Names and Numbers, your hometown phone book. Paint Specialty. Need to make your car look new? Go to Paint Specialty for all your automotive paint supply needs. And finally, Roosters. For the best chicken strips in town, go to any Roosters restaurant. Out of this timeout called by Rio Grande Valley, it is going to be second and goal from the 10. They have 3 receivers near side, 1 in motion. That's Young. Back to pass is Davis. He's under pressure. He steps up. He fires. And it is bobbled and then caught by Dennis Campbell. And as we said, who else for the Soul? Dennis Campbell. And another flag flies in late. This touchdown is most likely going to stand. And it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty against the Bandits after the play for a player taking off his helmet while still on the field of play. So he gets called for unsportsmanlike conduct. That might be assessed on the kickoff. It's 65-40 after that touchdown strike to Campbell. And they're ready for the 1-point try. The kick up and splitting the uprights is good. And Rio Grande Valley has 66 on the board. 66-40 is the score. You, of course, are listening to San Angelo Bandit football here on 1260 KKSA, and also This game being broadcast with live video and audio on the internet at America One Sports Network. Unofficially, and again, we'll wait to get our third quarter stats, but unofficially, I have that as Campbell's fourth touchdown grab and 7 touchdowns total for the Rio Grande Valley QB. That's Nate Davis, has 7 passing touchdowns. 4 of those passing touchdowns have gone to Dennis Campbell, who's really feasted on the Bandits secondary. So here we go for the kickoff. And let's see if penalty yardage is marked off here. Right now they're setting up at the goal line. So I guess the unsportsmanlike conduct on the Bandit player who took his helmet off after the touchdown was not going to be able to be assessed. It couldn't be marked off, I guess, in the rules of arena football. In 100-yard football, you mark those off on the kickoff. But here's the kickoff from the goal line, and this time it's squibbed, and it's left to right, and here's Cashmere. Cashmere has it at the 10, steps a defender at the 15, and is brought down, though, at the 16-yard line of the Bandits. So that is where San Angelo will start, 1st and 10 at their own 16. That means they are 34 yards away from the end zone. And they need to score and score quickly if possible. It's a 26-point deficit facing the Bandits. 66-40. There's 8.5 minutes in the third quarter, and now I did not see a flag. Okay, that's how it gets called at this level. Again, this is my first year of being the voice of the Bandits. My name, Matt McGraw. And so then they mark it off back to the 6. So that's how they enforce that between the snaps. Penalty. Ingram back to pass. Pass is bobbled and picked. It's picked off. An interception. 35 is going to score. That's Carmichael Hall. And that one, in my opinion, is not the fault of Byron Ingram. Ingram's had a couple that certainly of his 3 picks that have been his fault. That one in the hands of Cashmere, and unfortunately was bobbled and then bobbled up in the air. It was a dropped pass that kind of got up in the air and into the hands of number 35, Carmichael Hall, who goes 20 yards on the interception to score. And it's now 72-40. The Bandits down 32 points. And certainly they're getting a bit frustrated. They're going to have to keep their cool here. I'm sure the Rio Grande Valley players probably talking. And it's tough to sit there and know you're losing, but that's what the Bandits have to try to do and keep their composure. They've been yapping. Here comes the extra point. It's up and it's good. And it's now 73-40. The Bandits trail by 33 points. And again, there was some shoving and extracurriculars going on after the play. A 33-point deficit facing the San Angelo Bandits against San Angelo Bandit football. Proudly sponsored by some of the following. Sherwin-Williams. Sherwin-Williams for all your painting needs and supplies. Sherwin-Williams is your store. Also, Time Clock Plus, the Twin Mountain Steakhouse. UniFirst. UniFirst is from corporate casual to flame-resistant garments, facility services from mats, towels to all of your restroom needs, all available to rent, lease, or purchase. Visit us at unifirst.com or call 325-651-4626. UniFirst, a proud sponsor of San Angelo Bandits. Also, Waltz Auto. Waltz Auto, need a new ride? Get your best deal in town at Waltz Auto. And the kick, it's in the air this time, and It bounces, and this time it's out of the back of the end zone. Quarles was unable to return this one for the Bandits. The game getting away a little bit from the Bandits. They trailed by 18 points at the half. They trail now by 33 points here in the third quarter. 7 minutes still on the third quarter clock. The Bandits going to get it this time from 1st and 10 at their own 5. So those are the rules of arena football. If the ball bounces in the end zone and then up and over, that's a legitimate touchback, and the team only gets it at the 5. So Ingram is still out there at QB, a receiver on either side. Now here comes Gary Edwards, motion high side, and catches one at the 10 and gets out to near the 20. It's going to be down at the 18-yard line. That is a first down for the Bandits, and that's a Best Tex lawn and landscaping supply. First down. 2 receivers high side. And a third is high side as well. In motion, that's Lawan Edwards. Ingram back to pass, looking for Edwards. It's complete. Edwards has it down to the 5. So that was a nice gain of, let's see, that was 25 yards, a 25-yard gain, and they're actually going to spot it at the 6 of Rio Grande Valley. First and goal from the 6. The Bandits trail by 33 points. They need to be in a hurry. Ingram is under center. Edwards, motion high side. They're going to hand it to Joyner, but Joyner is stuffed. I'm not sure he even got a yard. And as the officials spot the ball, that's going to be a run for no gain. So Joyner is stuffed on that play. Brings up second and goal from the 6. 33-point margin. You start thinking about that. You kind of start thinking about 8s. And 8 times 4 is 32. So 4 touchdowns with all 4 2-point conversions would get you back to a point. But that's assuming you can get stops. Here's second and goal. There's 2 receivers far side. And here comes Lawan Edwards in motion. He's also far side. Ingram back to pass. Doesn't have anything. Now he scrambles. And now he's going to gain a couple yards. And he's going to be down to the 3, it looks like. The Rio Grande Valley 3-yard line. So third and goal now. It looks like more like they spot it at the 4. So it's going to be third and goal from the 4. We have 4:40 on the third quarter clock. 73 to 40. The Bandits trail here. Ingram, is under center. 2 receivers high side. Here comes a third. That's Cashmere in motion. Ingram back to pass, looking for Joyner in the flat, and the pass is incomplete. It was passed out to Ingram's left. It was to the fullback, Alex Joyner, but no, it was incomplete. Brings up 4th and goal. 4th and goal from the 4-yard line. We tick under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. And so the Bandits will have 1 down here to try to get closer in this game. It's Ingram under center, all 3 receivers high side. 1 motion is Edwards. Now they're trying to get it to the tight end, number 90, Eric Davis, but he kind of tripped and fell, and it was incomplete anyways, and the Bandits do not score. A goal line stand by the Rio Grande Valley Soul. The Bandits still trail this game 73 to 40. Bandit football, of course, sponsored by H&H Construction. Can you dig it? At H&H Construction, we can. And also the San Angelo YMCA sponsoring Bandit football. Here we go, 1st and 10 for Rio Grande Valley at their own 4-yard line. They got a receiver on either side. Now one far side is in motion. That is Campbell. the guy who's been just torching the Bandits today, Dennis Campbell. That pass, though, was intended for Danny Young, but was behind him. It's incomplete and brings up 2nd and 10. Of course, the clock runs here. Even despite the incomplete pass, we tick less than 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. The Soul break the huddle here, and again a receiver on each side, and a second one is high side, far side from us, and that is Campbell, full head of steam in motion. Now the ball is on the ground. It was a missed snap, but the Bandit QB Nate Davis has it, but he is down immediately. The crowd getting into it here, as the crowd has to be feeling good because the hometown team is up and up big. But that does, the Bandits unable to get the turnover, but it does mean it's pretty much a no gain. 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10, actually make it 3rd and 11. Rio Grande Valley has it at their own 3-yard line. Again, a receiver on either side of QB Nate Davis, and one in motion is Dennis Campbell, high side. Davis back to pass, looking for Campbell, and it's over his head and incomplete. Good coverage there brought by, that was, I think, number 3, Lamons Cashmere, and brings up 4th down for the Soul. No, that was actually number 4. My fault on that one, fans. Devin Johnson with fine coverage. And again, you cannot punt, even though the Soul have it. It's actually 4th and 11 at their own 3. They could either go for a deep field goal or go for it. They're going to choose to go for it. See if the Bandits can get the football back for their offense. Back to pass is Davis. He's looking out to his left. Now he's going to go underneath. Down here to his right, and it's complete to number 12, Jorge Mata. And Mata breaks a tackle and then goes all the way down to the Bandit 22-yard line. It's going to be 1st down for Rio Grande Valley. So they convert on 4th and 11 and turn it into a 1st down. And the clock runs here. It looks like it's not the Bandits' night. 30 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. It's running. 1st and 10. After that conversion on 4th and 11, Nate Davis came through for Rio Grande Valley again. That's their QB. He's yet to be picked off today. A receiver again on either side. This is Campbell again in motion. He's going motion high side. They fake a handoff. Now Davis out in the open field. He runs it down to the 10. That's a 12-yard run, and we've reached the end of the third quarter. And it's another quarter where you have to say that the advantage goes to Rio Grande Valley, as they had an 18-point halftime lead. They add 15 to that 18-point lead. They now, as we said, lead 73-40, as that is your score at the end of the third quarter. The Rio Grande Valley Soul 73, the San Angelo Bandits 40. While we have some time, let's thank some more sponsors like Wendy's. Wendy's sponsors San Angelo Bandit football. Wendy's is where quality is our recipe. Also, West Texas Fire and West Texas Steel. See us at West Texas Steel, meeting all of your metal building and steel needs. And we've mentioned it many times, but we love to give them a lot of mentions because they're a fine sponsor of Bandit football. The San Angelo YMCA. The YMCA has something for everyone in the family. That is why healthy living families get together every single day at the YMCA. You've also got All About Signs. All About Signs is San Angelo's only full-service sign company that can meet all your signage needs, from vinyl lettering to full-color digital graphics. All About Signs, San Angelo's hometown sign company. Here are some statistics here of the third quarter, or rather through, not just third quarter statistics, but statistics through the third quarter of play. Mainly, I want to look at Dennis Campbell. He has caught 5 balls, fans, for 138 yards for Rio Grande Valley, and yes, 4 touchdowns, 4 touchdown catches for number 3, Dennis Campbell. Campbell, been very impressed with him, a 5'10", 185-pound wide receiver. Nate Davis, fans, has completed 10 of 17 passes for Rio Grande Valley, 228 passing yards, 7 touchdown passes for Nate Davis. So 7 total touchdowns from their quarterback. 4 of them have gone to Dennis Campbell. Rio Grande Valley is still sitting on just the 1 turnover. They've just lost 1 fumble. While San Angelo has had 5 turnovers. So San Angelo losing the turnover battle 5-1. Here we go, first play of the fourth quarter. Davis back to pass, under pressure, flag flies. Pass broken up by Devin Johnson. See what the call is here. It's going to be holding on Rio Grande Valley. It's going to back him up 10. It's on number 61, Jorge Guerra. So here in the fourth quarter, the teams have switched directions. That means Rio Grande Valley now going right to left. I know people watching this game can see that easily, but for those of you just listening to the coverage, they are going right to left. Your San Angelo Bandits may have the ball in this fourth quarter, will go left to right. It's now first and goal, but from the 20. And they have 1 receiver on either side, now 1 in motion far side. That is Danny Young. Young catches it and then is shoved out of bounds. And now I've been waiting, and here comes a flag. 2 flags fly. 2 flags fly. A hat flies. That means that's when the official is out of flags to throw. He throws his hat. We've got 2 different flags and a hat on the field. This has just been a chippy game. Lots of after the whistle shoving and yapping. There was some shoving up against the boards there after the pass was complete to Danny Young. So let's see what this call is. Again, we've got 2 different flags on the field, and as we said, a hat as well. See what we can hear of the official as he cues up his mic. Personal foul on Rio Grande Valley. Number 10 of San Angelo gets a personal foul. That's Demetrius Quarles. The penalties will offset. And so that is going to mean that the pass stands. It was a 15-yard completion on first and goal from the 20, so it's second and goal from the 10 after the offsetting personal fouls. I think they also said a player was ejected. Again, I'm not sure. We saw a player from each team get ejected in the second quarter. Now Demetrius Quarles is walking off. And yes, that's the same call. I kind of like that. I mean, to be honest, I'm not trying to pile on the Bandits, but at least the officials are getting control of the game. They're tossing players on either side, letting them know that, hey, if you want to keep doing this, you'll be ejected. So Quarles ejected, as is Dennis Campbell. Campbell, the guy with 4 touchdowns, is ejected. Now they hand off inside to Tristan Carter, but he is stacked up. Stacked up by number 11, Desmond Rayford. And it goes as a loss. It's a loss of 1 back to the 6-yard line. Third and goal from the 6. Now the fans even getting into this. This is why it sometimes gets dangerous. As far as just when emotions get this high, the fans are really letting the Bandits have it right now here in Rio Grande Valley. There's a timeout called by the Rio Grande Valley head coach to maybe cool everyone down. So we've had players be ejected in this game, 2 from each. We had 2 ejections in the first half, now 2 ejections here in the fourth quarter, and both of those players are those are big hits for both sides. To lose Demetrius Quarles is tough for the Bandits, and certainly to lose Dennis Campbell. So Campbell's night is done. He had a great night regardless. As we said, 4 touchdown catches for Rio Grande Valley's Dennis Campbell. 73-40 is the score. The Bandits trail, and it would take a really lot of lucky plays most likely for the Bandits to somehow pull out the win here. But I know Coach Joe Brennan, he's a true coach in every sense of the word. I mean, he's still evaluating. I mean, he's seeing how these players play. He wants to see his team still get back into the game, even if it's probably too much, the deficit too large to win here. Let's see what the Bandit D does. It's 3rd and goal from the 6 out of the timeout. Here's a receiver in motion, high side Jorge Mata. They throw down, though, to the left, and it's incomplete. And then another flag flies. It's been a game that's personal foul. Roughing the passer on the Bandits. So as we said, the tough night for the Bandits continue, but also kind of just the dumb penalties. I mean, when you're losing, I know you want to still stick up for yourself, but you can't just take cheap shots just because you're down 33 points. That was a roughing the passer penalty, automatic first down. So instead of what would have been 4th and goal from the 6, because that pass was incomplete, it's 1st and goal from the 3. And this time in the shotgun, not under center, is Nate Davis, the QB. It's a jumbo formation. He's going to sweep himself, QB keeper, to the near side, but there's Rayford. Desmond Rayford to stack it up. Maybe a gain of 1. They're going to call it actually no gain. So no gain on what you could call a quarterback sweep or keeper. Keep it at the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal now from the 3. Desmond Rayford, I'm watching him. He's trying to get that ball to come out. Trying to force some fumbles here for his team. Rio Grande Valley in a jumbo set again. They've got big receivers just outside of the lineman, and their QB is in the shotgun, and he's going to run it this time high side. And again, he's met a huge hit by Devin Johnson this time. Also getting in there was number 20, Craig Yeldell. So Yeldell and Johnson combine, and again, it's not even a 1-yard gain. It's stuffed for no gain. Keep it at the 3-yard line, 3rd and goal. We got 11 minutes in this game. We're in the fourth quarter now. Clock, of course, running. You're listening to San Angelo Bandit football on 1260 KKSA. The flag flies, I believe. They did not declare. That is the call. Failure to declare. What I mean by that, fans, you got 3 offensive linemen. One of them is a tight end, one of those 3, and is eligible to catch passes. But when you break the huddle in this league, in indoor ball, the tight end must immediately raise his hand as to say, I'm the tight end, because you can put your tight end on either side as far as your 3 offensive linemen. If they forget, that's a 5-yard penalty, and that is what that was called, failure to report by the tight end. So back it up 5. It moves from the 3 to the 8. It's 3rd and goal from the 8. This time Nate Davis, the QB, under center. They got 3 receivers all near side, trips. And a flag flies, and this time it's delay of game. There is a play clock, of course, in this, and The Rio Grande Valley Soul took too long there. They're going to back up 5 more from the 8 to the 13 of the Bandits. And it's still 3rd and goal. So this game has certainly gotten choppy. I was hoping that we could have more of what happened in the first quarter when both teams just, man, they were both on fire, but some dumb penalties, some turnovers have really doomed the Bandits tonight after having 28 points after 1 quarter. They only had 40 here. There's a pass that are intended for Danny Young right over the middle, but it falls incomplete. So we've got ourselves a 4th and goal from the 13. And the Soul, Rio Grande Valley Soul, going to send out their field goal kicker here on 4th and goal. They lead 73-40, so they're trying to put up 76 on the board. He's going to kick this from the 20-yard line, and you do add 10. It's a 10-yard end zone, so this is a 30-yard field goal attempt. Snap is a bit high, but it's down, kick is up, and it's close. It is no good, though. It's wide left by just a few feet. The field goal is no good. So the clock is stopped right now, 9:21 on the 4th quarter clock. As we said, this is now the time where if you're the coach of the Bandits, Joe Brennan, even if you're a Bandit fan, your team most likely not going to come out on top, but you'd like to see them show some toughness and some grit and determination and at least try to get back in this one a little bit. Certainly we'd love to just see them put together a drive here. They're going to start it at the 5. That is the rule. If you miss a field goal and it goes through the back, you get it at the 5. Ingram under center. There's Edwards in motion at the near side. They throw it out to Cashmere down here in the right flat, and Cashmere gets maybe a couple yards. He gets 3 yards out of that short pass to bring up 2nd and 7 from the Bandit 8-yard line. They are 42 yards away from the end zone. They trail by 33 points. It's Rio Grande Valley 73, San Angelo 40. San Angelo is 1-0 on this 12-game season, so most likely going to be falling back to 500. Ingram back to pass. He's looking across the middle. That pass was deflected and almost picked off again. This time deflected by Kamichael Hall. As we said, the Bandits have turned the ball over 5 times, 4 interceptions and 1 fumble lost by the Bandits. The Rio Grande Valley Soul have turned it over just once. They lost a fumble, so that's been, whenever you lose the turnover battle 5-1, it's very tough to win the game. Ingram that's going to be offside. Offside here on the Soul. As the Bandits were set to run a play, and I think it was a hard count from QB Byron Ingram. That is the call. Offsides on number 6 of the Soul, Steve Tuner. And that's a 5-yard penalty. And it makes it 3rd and 2. Because it was 3rd and 7, so now it's 3rd and 2. The line to gain is the 15-yard line for a first, and the Bandits have it at their own 13-yard line. We're about halfway through this 4th quarter. 7.5 minutes to play. The Rio Grande Valley team making some noise here. The Bandits 2 receivers far side. Now a 3rd. In motion is Gary Edwards. Ingram going to hand it to Joyner. Joyner rumbling across the 20 to the 21 of the Bandits. That's a first down, and that means that's a Best Tex Lawn and Landscaping Supply first down. So the Bandits now 29 yards away from a touchdown here, and they're in a really big hurry, as they should be. There's a receiver each side in this formation. Here comes Gary Edwards in motion near side. Ingram back to pass, throws it out to the right, and again, not quite enough on it. It was underthrown and tipped away, incomplete. That was a pass defended by number 22, Desmond Cathy. Clock is running, fans. 6.5 to play. It's been a tough night, certainly, for your San Angelo Bandits. It's just the second game, though, of 12, and they will be 1-1. Ingram, he is under center here on 2nd and 10. Here's Gary Edwards in motion far side. And he's looking for Cashmere, and Cash has it. Up the right sideline, Ingram connects with Cashmere for a 29-yard touchdown pass. And the Bandits do strike. It's 73-46 is the new score. The Bandits going to get set to go for 2 here. So they trail right now by 27 points, trying to make it a 25-point deficit. They have had hardly any luck other than the first 2 touchdowns on the 2-point tries, but they've been trying to run it. Let's see what they do here. Ingram under center. He is going to try to roll out to his right. He's looking for Cashmere, but it's behind Cashmere, and it's incomplete. So another 2-point conversion fails for the Bandits. And so the score is 73-46. It's a 27-point margin, even though it's been a weird night here at State Farm Arena. The scoreboard has been so slow in putting up the right score. It still says 73-40. There it goes. So, I mean, that whole time, it was about a minute later after the touchdown, they finally put it up. The Bandits are going to fall here on the road. It's always tough to win on the road. They have successfully defended their home field once, so they'll try to do that again. They'll next be in action at home a couple Saturdays from now. Saturday, April the 6th, the Amarillo Venom come to town. That'll be a 7:05 kickoff. Hope you'll make your plans and get loud and get proud for your San Angelo Bandits at the Foster Communications Coliseum. So the Bandits just scored on a 29-yard touchdown pass. Hooking up was Ingram with Cashmere, and the kick going left to right. It's in the air, and it's returned by Danny Young. Past the 10, past the 15, past the 20, up the far sideline, past midfield, and brought down by Cashmere, and now flags fly. And that was probably going to be on Rio Grande Valley for a cheap shot. That's why I don't totally fault the Bandit players for, there's been some shoving, but I've thought that Rio Grande Valley has been talking trash because they're winning, taking a few cheap shots. I think they got one on them here. As you can maybe hear in our crowd mic after the play, personal foul on number 4 of Rio Grande Valley. That's Danny Young. I think I said that he was the one returning. It was actually number 10, my fault on the returner there. Young was blocking and kept blocking well after the play and took a cheap shot. At that time they called it just on Rio Grande Valley, so the Bandits did a good job not retaliating on that cheap shot to allow it just to be a penalty on the Soul. Less than 5, though. Less than 5 minutes to play. Bandits not going to be able to pull out this victory. They trail still by 27 points. There's an inside handoff to Tristan Carter, stacked up by Yeldell, number 20. That's G.Y. Greg Yeldell. And that's a loss. A loss of, let's call it just a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and 11. The ball is at the Rio Grande Valley 17-yard line. The line to gain is out past the 23 of the Bandits. So it is 2nd and 11. The Soul are content to let this clock tick down. We have less than 4:10 to play. They're going to hand it off again to Tristan Carter, and number 5, that's Austin Benson, meets him after, we'll call it a 2-yard gain. So good tackle, though, by Benson, number 5. He laid some good wood there. He's not a very big guy, but can get it done. Listed at 5'11", 235 pounds is Benson. So I guess 235's pretty big. 5'11", not that big. 3.5 to play. We got 3rd and 9. See what the Bandit D can do here. They got 2 receivers, bottom one in motion, but they're going to hand off again to Tristan Carter. The ball is out. The ball is out, and it's recovered by the Bandits. Forcing the fumble was Austin Benson. And on the recovery, let's see who comes out of there at the bottom of the pile, Devin Johnson. So this is what I like and what I know Coach Brannon will like. The game is decided, certainly. 27-point deficit still facing the Bandits, but they're not giving up. In fact, they're playing hard. And I know Coach Brannon looking at the guys who are playing hard and who aren't getting involved in the trash talk and the cheap shots. Clock runs, less than 3:15 to play. Bandits trying to at least get into the 50-point margin. They got 2 receivers here near side, and here comes a third near side in motion, Lawan Edwards. Back to pass Ingram. Flag flies in. Ingram scrambling out to his right. Going to find Cashmere across the middle, but the pass is incomplete. And as we said, flag flew at the start of the play. So we'll see what the call is here. Would think that if it was a false start on the Bandits, they would have stopped it before the snap. They let the play out, throwing a flag from the snap. Here, let's see if we can hear the ref. He's not ready to talk just yet. And now he is. Illegal formation on the Bandits. 5 players in the offensive backfield. So that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Bandits. And it's going to bring up 2nd down. They're going to have it at their own 17-yard line. They got 2 receivers near side, and a third is near side. It's Lawan Edwards in motion. Ingram back to pass, has to sidestep a defender, and can't. He cannot. He is sacked. He is sacked on this play by number 5, Jared Williams. Clock runs, brings up 3rd down, fans. It's going to be 3rd and 15 from the Bandit 14-yard line. They are 36 yards away from the end zone, and we tick under 2 minutes to play in this ball game. The 1-minute warning is approaching. That's what you have at this level, not the 2-minute warning. And the Bandits again with the same formation, 2 receivers near side. For those of you watching, 2 receivers at the bottom of your screen. Here comes a third, Gary Edwards, full head of steam in motion. Back to pass Ingram. He's got time. He's passing, tipped up, almost intercepted. It was intended for Cashmere, and it falls incomplete. And it's going to bring up 4th and 15 for the Bandits. Clock runs right now, even after the incompletion. We're down to 1 minute and 15 seconds. We'll see if Coach Brannon allows this one to tick down to the 1-minute warning. I believe that is what he will do, and we have reached the 1-minute warning of the 4th quarter. As we said, the Bandits are going to come up short here tonight at the 1-minute warning. Rio Grande Valley 73, San Angelo Bandits 46. That's a 27-point margin. Again, do want to thank the many fine supporters that bring you Bandit football, like Blair's. If you need a new straw hat, Blair's Western Wear is the place to go. Also, Brentco here in San Angelo. You've got Computer Bites for all your electronic repairs and needs. Concho's downtown, your downtown sports destination, the place to take your family to have a great time, listen to good music, and have great food at Concho's. Getting ready for a 4th and 15. Here's the snap. 3 receivers near side. He's looking for Lawan Edwards, and it's incomplete, but the flag flies again. This game has been marred by penalties, also a couple of ejections for both teams. Two different players have been ejected for cheap shots. They're going to say no foul on the play, and that means that it's first down for the Soul. Rio Grande Valley is going to have a first down here. It'll be interesting to see what they do here, if they try to run it up or if they just run it, or even, I'm not sure if you do take knees, if you kneel in arena football. But there's only 56 seconds. They don't need the touchdown. They have the game won right now, 73-46, and they have the football. Rio Grande Valley does. First and goal from the 13. This is times where stuff that happens here at the end will carry over to the next time these two teams meet. Certainly been a contentious matchup. They are going to try to run up the score. They're passing. A pass is tipped, and it is incomplete. Trying to make a play on it, diving at it, was number 1, David Irizarry. And that one is incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10 from the Bandit 13. Clock is stopped because we are in the last minute of play where the clock stops after incompletions, and if you run out of bounds up against the padding. So 49 seconds, 2nd and 10. There's a receiver on each side of Nate Davis. And here's another one in motion near side. And they're going to throw out to the right, though. Flag flies in again. The pass is complete to number 1, Irizarry, and another flag flies, and this one is after the play. And again, it's probably a personal foul. Unnecessary roughness at the end here, but there's 2 different flags. And probably going to take the officials some time to sort this one out again. Remember, fans, and we've mentioned them several times, but D. Ray's Burgers. You should come see them after all the Bandit home games because they're open till 3 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Give D. Ray's Burgers a call at 325-227-4791. Also, Data Line Office Supplies. Data Line Office Systems specializes in copiers and laser printers, sales and service, as well as supplies. Call Data Line for local service on all of your office equipment. There is 2 fouls like we thought, 1 on either team, holding on the Rio Grande Valley Soul, offensive holding, and then the unsportsmanlike after the play against the Bandits. As the whistle had already blown, the player was ruled out of bounds, and then a Bandit player came in and cleaned it up. Do want to thank Diego's Burritos. Stop by any of our 4 locations, including our newest location on Knickerbocker Road, for a great deal on even better burritos at Diego's Burritos. Back to pass is Davis. He's looking to his left for Mata, and that is incomplete. This is very interesting that they're trying to run up the score. They could easily just hand this ball off and go home winning, but they're trying for 80. Rio Grande Valley leads 73-46, just 42 seconds on the clock. They got a 2nd and 10 in it. Yeah, it looks like they are going to pass and pass some more, try to get this touchdown that doesn't mean a lot. Nate Davis under center. He's going to drop back to pass. 2 receivers near, 1 far. He's throwing one, and it is caught. He throws it out to his right, caught by Irizarry. And Irizarry going over to the Bandits bench. Wow, and gets called for a flag. He tries to taunt the Bandits bench. After the touchdown, which he scored it obviously in the end zone. Then he ran out of the end zone and came over to the Bandits bench and he will be called for it. Unsportsmanlike conduct on number 1, David Irizarry. The touchdown scores. All I'm saying is next time these two teams play, I mean, it could be worse. I mean, we could have more than 2 players thrown out of either side. And I don't think you should have scored this one. This extra point is bobbled, and it's going to be no good. So they're not going to be into 80. They're going to have to settle for 79 on the board. And heck, now if you're the Bandits, why not? You got to throw some passes as well if they don't want the game to end. Certainly the Bandits shouldn't try to run it or take a knee. They should throw some passes as well. We have a 20-minute long last minute of the game. So there's been flags that have flown, and as we said, that touchdown was just running up the score a bit. Put it back up to a 33-point margin, 79-46. But all I'm saying is when you know you're going to play each other again, and I believe these two teams are going to meet 3 more times after this one. I mean, they could easily, I not really a whole lot to say about them running up the score, but then to score and go taunt the Bandits bench. I mean, that's going to carry over. That's all I have to say about that. Here's the squib kick. Goes right to left. It's fielded by number 2, DeMarcus James. He's across midfield and down to the 20 of Rio Grande Valley. And the clock stops, 31 seconds to play in a very slow-moving last minute of the game. This game could have already been over. Could have been in the locker rooms. The fans could be going home happy. They're going to go home happy regardless. And here they mark off the penalty. Remember, there was the unsportsmanlike after the touchdown. It's going to get marked off now, so it goes from the Rio Grande Valley 20 down to the 10. First and goal already from the 10. Edwards in motion high side, but the snap is fumbled. And falling to it is Ingram. And the clock runs. Coach Brennan not right now going to call timeout just to score another touchdown. Clock running at 15 seconds. We're down to 10. I guess Coach Brennan doesn't feel the need like the Rio Grande Valley coach to score. And he's going to let that one tick off, and we have reached the end. There's the big buzzer. The buzzer sounds. And we have reached the end of the game tonight. Your final score, Rio Grande Valley 79, San Angelo Bandits 46. 79-46. That is a 33-point margin in the end. And the Bandits really have to point at the turnovers. As we said, they lost the turnover battle 5-2 in the end. The Bandits were able to recover one more fumble. It was 5-1 for a long time, but in the end it was 5 Bandit turnovers to just 2 turnovers for the Rio Grande Valley Soul, and they cruise in this one. It was a closely contested first quarter, but in the end the Soul were able to pull away. They really did it in the second quarter, as we knew, where it was just a 2-point game. It was a 36-34 game. In fact, it was 34 all before the Soul scored the final 18 points of the second quarter. And so from 34-34, it went to 52-34 at half. And it only got worse after that. It was an 18-point margin at halftime. At the end of the third quarter, the Bandits trailed by 33 points. And that's the way it ends. The Bandits do lose by 33 points in the end. Rio Grande Valley wins 79 to 46. But there were some bright spots. If you're a Bandit fan, I loved the game that Lamons Cashmere had himself another really strong day, both receiving, and he even had a 57-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. That means he returned a kick 7 yards deep in the end zone. He really had a great game. I thought Desmond Rayford was a force, as always, number 11 in the linebacking crew for